Ready.
Fame, wealth, power. These are the things you would find at the weekly chat. The great podcast kings, Nick and Pat, also known as Unlucky Magician 76, were caught in the interwebs before they were executed for their internet crimes. These were their final words they had to say.
Suck it!
Our podcast is yours for the watching. We left everything you know at twitch.tv/UnluckyMagician76 and the Obsidian Man. Thus, created the great golden age that is the weekly chat.
Yo! Yago! Watching, don't give it up, Nick. Watching, don't give it up.
Don't give it up, Pat.
Here's how it goes.
Stream it.
Here's how it goes. It's about a shitty podcast on the internet. The streamers whose eyes are on it, they'll sing, I'll be king of the weekly chat.
We're gonna be king. Stream it. Welcome, everybody, to the weekly chat.
Hello.
With Nick and Pat.
Today we're gonna be talking.
I am your host, Unlucky Magician 76, also known as Nick. Also, over there, we got the Obsidian Man, also known as Pat.
Hello. Today is
we got a very special episode for you guys today. Today is March the 16th, episode 69.
No, it's not. Actually, it's episode. I believe this is in the new canon of episodes. This is episode 12.
Before the crisis canon.
Before the weekly chat crisis canon, right? Crisis on Infinite Chats.
Crisis on Infinite Chats. Yeah, that's right. Oh dear. Yeah. Today is March 16th. 2021. Happy 1 year anniversary of the Rona lockdown, everybody. Boo.
Okay, so for today.
Boo this man.
Okay, come on.
I know.
Okay, so listen. I'm gonna level with all you guys today. We wanted to do
kind of a dry week.
We wanted to do a normal show this week. We wanted to talk about the news and about whatever thing is being canceled this week. But there's nothing. It's an arid desert of news this week. There's like a couple of like game announcements.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
So instead, we were jonesing to kind of talk about One Piece a lot last week anyway during our Attack on Titan segment. So Nick and I just decided, screw it.
We're just gonna do a whole One Piece episode. It's gonna be fantastic.
And also, like we said last week, this week I'm going to try my darndest to not swear or use that much profanity. I can't I'm gonna do my best. I'm not gonna say that we're gonna succeed, but I'm going to make a conceited.
Have I cursed yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I'm gonna make a conceited effort this week, and I'm probably gonna break it. But
this is gonna be the 4Kids dub of this podcast.
Yes. The weekly chat has officially been bought out by 4Kids Entertainment,
4Kids TV.
and we have received some very harsh mandates about how we're gonna have to change up our entire language. So you might have seen every episode that I use a cell phone to read the notes for the weekly chat. Well, they're gonna have to. So in post production, my cell phone is going to be changed into a Bible. So that way we're gonna be as sanitized as possible.
Our mics have now been replaced with crosses.
Yes, exactly. So, which is funny because 4Kids went out of their way to remove religious imagery, but I guess they wanted to put them into our show now. I don't know how that works.
That cross on your shirt is now a lollipop for some reason.
Yeah. So all the episodes.
Oh no, Vash's gun is now a lollipop.
Yes. So all the episodes
or that weird hammer punch thing.
What
that Hippo had?
What was up with that, right? So imagine you're an intern at 4Kids Entertainment in the early 2000s, and listen, we have a mandate from corporate. We got to get rid of every gun and religious symbol and blood. This anime has got to be able to air on the Fox box. I need you to take this character's gun. So there's a scene where a character is holding a gun to another character's head, and that's just not going to fly in the early 2000s on the Fox box.
I'm gonna look this up because it is the stuff of
so
a
I
legend.
need you to come up with a thing for him to be holding up against this character's head and Photoshop it into existence. And the intern goes,
I love how I type in 4Kids One Piece and that is the first image that pops up.
Can you put a link to it so I can show it on screen?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness grief.
Showing.
Copy link. Here, I'll put it in the notepad.
Thank you.
It's literally the first thing that pops up on Google Images.
Hang on a second. Let me find it real quick. How delightful. I can't wait.
I know.
Uh-oh. Hang on. It's not showing up for some reason. Let me look it up. One Piece for kids. It is very ridiculous. There it is.
So
The hammer gun. There it is.
the hammer gun.
The hammer gun. Stop.
Is it even a gun?
Stop. Hammer
I guess
time.
it is. I guess it is a gun because it has.
It's so what I low key kind of love it though because it's so ridiculous.
Well, it's like, what is it supposed to do? Is it supposed to crush his? Oh,
It's supposed to bonk him.
yeah, it's supposed to bonk him. So, was he gonna get a concussion?
Yes. Which honestly is probably a worse way to die than just a straight up bullet to the head, if you ask me.
I guess so. But then again, the people who die in One Piece always tend to die in like a pretty horrific fashion.
Yeah. So, but by the way, this entire podcast has been a ruse. We're not talking about One Piece. We're going to be talking about our definitive arguments as to why the 4Kids version is the superior version of the show
it is not.
compared to the Funimation version.
Absolutely not. Stop lying to yourself.
And compared to the Toei version.
Oh yeah, because you totally want to hear Sanji just talk like this.
Listen,
Sanji.
I think there are times when you make an artistic decision to change a character and they work out for the better. And for me,
you make him into Simple Jack.
And so for me, I think changing the fact that Sanji is a smoker into somebody who has like a lollipop oral fixation is much more accurate to the original character if you think about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god.
4Kids is very silly.
It is very silly.
So lately though, okay, I'm probably
Are they still around?
No, they got bought out several years ago by some other company, and I don't think that I think they still work with children's entertainment. I just don't think they work with like anime specifically anymore. I think they do more Western stuff these days. But anyway, I'm probably gonna lose all of my anime credibility. But here we go. The One Piece dub is horrible, and I'm not here to defend it or anything. And the egregious the fucking hack job. God damn it! I just swore. Ugh. Fuck, okay.
We can swear again.
Off to a great start. All right. I'm for real. I'm gonna try to swear less. Great.
On the show.
There we go. Off to a wonderful start.
We're already demonetized. We might as well just go. Come on, George Carlin.
I can edit it out after the fact.
You just have. Wait, do you mean bagels or bagels?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do my best to edit it out. Anyway,
all right.
I do think that their 4Kids did have some good dubs. For example, I think that the dub of the original Yu-Gi-Oh, yes, while being very silly, it still does hold up today. I think. Like Dan Green is Yu-Gi-Oh,
and Dan Green's Yu-Gi is like
it's very
phenomenal.
iconic. And then also, oh god, I forget the guy's name off the top of my head. The guy who does the voice of Seto Kaiba. I cannot imagine Kaiba sounding any other way than how he makes him sound. Like I know, and
the only even the guy that does Little Karibo, who does the dub of Kaiba, in Yu-Gi-Oh,
he goes for that voice. Yeah,
he goes for that voice. It's so iconic.
And also recently, I've had people have been sending me Yu-Gi-Oh GX clips on Twitter. And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX had some banger lines, okay? Like
it did.
It was there was
one that always comes to mind for me is like when they summon that elephant creature and then it's just charging forward and it sounds like Arnold on speed. Looks like it sounds like the Tasmanian Devil ate Arnie. Oh, it's fantastic.
Take me to the chopper, and then so like
I'm gonna send your butt to the shadow realm.
There's a clip recently. So there's a character who is like an Australian. He's basically like a parody of the Crocodile Hunter. And,
I've seen that clip.
And he has this and so like he's so cliche. He's got like a crocodile on his back and he has an Australian accent. And he's dressed like like the Crocodile Hunter.
If this was in a true a guy from Australia, he'd just be dropping the C word just left and right. Just call it.
And so there's a clip where he's talking to Jaden, the main character, and his crocodile friend gets all upset and goes like "rawr," and so he takes his bandana off of his neck and he blindfolds this crocodile, and Jaden, the main character, is like, "Why did you do that?" And he says, "Oh, I'm trying to limit the amount of stimuli that she experiences, so she won't freak out." And Jaden goes, "This is no time to be talking Australian, Jim." It's so Jaden is so
It's the,
like, and it's so dumb.
he's such a meatball. I love him.
Jaden is so dumb. I love that guy so much.
Yeah.
He's so, the fact that Jaden is so dumb and like he's one of those really lovable like dumb characters. And I feel like the 4Kids dub kind of really leaned into that. The fact that he is kind of a bro. He's just kind of this bro.
Well, it's like that. If you really think about it, like Harry Potter terms and stuff like that, you know, you have the Slifer Reds and the Gryffindors. They're pretty much the bro frat dudes of their respective universes,
right,
of their respective schools.
They are kind of like the bro duelists on Academy Island.
Come on, man, let's play a few rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh and do some keg stands, brother.
I actually think that Yu-Gi-Oh GX is super slept on. People talk about the original series, which is great, and I do love it. But here's
people love the Elemental Hero Neos or Elemental Hero card set. I feel like that.
Although here's the thing,
and Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is kind of like
I sung the praises of 4Kids a second ago. It is complete horse pocky, to use a horse pocky. It's to use a polite term. It's a complete horse pocky that they just near the end of season 3 or 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh GX, they're just like, well, we're done. We don't have to finish this. And so they did that so they could move on to Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, which was new at the time. But then here's the thing. I found this out years later, that they did the same thing to Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds. They got up to like a certain point in the anime, and then they just said, screw it.
And they just cut it off, and then they just started on the next season.
Yeah. So 4Kids.
That's yesterday's news.
Which is
Throw it
weird.
out like an old stale piece of bread.
Which is weird because 4Kids took the time to go through all of the original series, which is like almost 200 episodes. So,
well, that was at the height of Yu-Gi-Oh mania.
It was. And I do get that, but it's weird because they finished Yu-Gi-Oh Zeal, which I think has more episodes than both Yu-Gi-Oh GX and 5Ds. So, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. But going back to One Piece, what's your history with One Piece? How did you get into it?
I want to say that during the era of the early 2000s when Naruto first showed up on Toonami, I kind of gained a general interest. So I had always kind of loved anime because going back to Yu-Gi-Oh for just a second, I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon on TV, and Digimon, of course. And I from there I kind of got an interest in watching the Toonami block on Cartoon Network, and so so every day at 4 o'clock I would come home and I would watch Yu Yu Hakusho because it would so Toonami, before it became a weekend block, before it became something that only showed up on Friday nights, they used to do the Toonami block like every weekday.
Yeah, it was like during the afternoon, and then it would be normal stuff for a couple hours, and then either Adult Swim or Toonami.
Yeah.
Like Toonami was on the weekdays, and then Adult Swim was on the weekends. Yeah.
So the first time I ever saw the first part of Yu Yu Hakusho, it was on like every day at 4 p.m. And so I would come home from school like every day. I would do a little bit of homework, and then I would watch Yu Yu Hakusho. And I think from there, my interest in, and we'll talk about it on another episode, but Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite anime of all time.
It's so good.
And so it kind of spurred my interest in the shonen genre. And then I started, and so during my time watching Yu Yu Hakusho, they had this trailer for this new series called Naruto. And do you remember, I'm curious, do you remember the first trailer for Naruto on Toonami?
I do.
I'm not gonna.
They were talking about like
ruling the school.
Ninja, rule the school.
Yeah,
I was like, that
trailer.
Ninja school, and they're fighting.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who does the voice for that?
He does the voice for a lot of Toonami stuff. Who is that?
Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did like like back in the day. He did like all the promos and stuff for the Toonami blog. Like, they're so iconic.
but no,
But yeah, which ninja will rule the school? I was
that
like,
trailer,
ooh,
that trailer
Ninja
is
School Fight. That sold me on I almost said One Piece. That sold me on Naruto. I remember the first time I saw Naruto, it was like 2005.
Yeah. And so I remember watching that trailer, and by the way, in hindsight, that trailer is very misrepresentative
It's
about what Naruto is.
He's in school for what, like 2 days?
Yeah.
And then he's off doing ninja grunt work.
Right. And so I think during that time, the early era of streaming on the internet kind of so you got to keep in mind for a while that the internet, you could watch, it's not as prevalent as it is today. Today you can find any number of streaming services that you could stream entire animes, K-dramas, whatever, right? But back in the day, if you were a Westerner and you wanted to get into anime, there really wasn't that many ways.
You had unless like Napster, LimeWire, and YouTube, where the episodes are split up into like 8 parts.
You could wait until,
but there was always part 2 or 3 that was missing.
Pretty much the only thing you could do back in the day was either catch a new anime on Toonami, like live on TV, and back then, it's not to say that there wasn't stuff like TiVo and those like recording boxes. I'm brain farting.
Yeah, right here. Those TiVos and the DVRs and stuff like that.
So there was stuff like that back in the day, but they were very new and they were very expensive, and so realistically,
we were fortunate enough to get one because my grandmother actually gifted one to my family for Christmas, and I thought that was like the best thing ever. It's like you could pause live TV.
Yeah.
That was like a new thing.
Can I tell you an embarrassing story about?
Go ahead.
Okay.
What did you do?
So, growing up, my parents were they were very hesitant about exposing my sister and I to too much stimulation via advertising and stuff, and via TV and video games and stuff like that. And so, they were we didn't get like cable or satellite TV for a long ass time.
Really?
And so I had never, so the first time I ever saw satellite TV, my friend had a satellite TV box, and it had DVR like built into it, right? And so at my house, we were lucky to get like 40 different channels. But at his house with the satellite package, he had like 5,000 and I couldn't comprehend this. I'm like, you have 5,000 channels? And so
you had no idea that there were even 5,000 channels to begin with.
Well, not only that, and so I remember sitting on his couch and we were watching some bullshit thing on Mad TV on MTV, something like that. And
stick your head in there.
Jesus, is there a cat problem?
My cat was going crazy in my boot. She was like sniffing my laces, and then she like put her head in my boot and got stuck in the boot.
Is this a catastrophe? But anyway, so we were watching some bullshit thing on. I did it again. Stop it.
It's hard. It's really hard. I have to keep censoring myself.
Right. Yeah, we were watching something.
These motherfucking.
God, I have. Okay.
Expletive.
Right.
What the
we were watching something, and he pulled out the remote, and he said like, oh hey, let's go get lunch, and he paused some episode of like Pawn Stars or whatever we were watching, and I'm like, what was that? That's live TV, right? Like the most advanced thing I had at the time was like a VCR, and so I'm like, wait, you just paused live TV? And he's like, yeah man, it's DVR. I'm like, what? And so he was explaining it to me, and so he's like, yeah, we can actually go back if you want and rewind live TV. So he showed me live TV, and so at like a very special dumb little child, I asked him, okay, so you can pause live TV and you can rewind to go back to anything in live TV. Does that mean we can fast forward into the future? and my friend just kind of looked at me. It's like, wow, you're dumb.
I mean, if you let it buffer, you can let it buffer long enough, you can technically fast forward.
Like I was like, wow, you can go into the future. And so my friend is like, you
can see into the future.
He just kind of patted my head and said, bless you, you're so dumb, I love you.
Oh, you're a special child.
But no, so I bring this point to bear because that is kind of the culture where and so I wanted to watch more episodes of Naruto because it got to the point where I was watching on live TV and I watched the episode where they got to the Mist Village, and it was
Oh
right
yeah, with the
and it was
bridge.
and it was right during the fight with Zabuza, and they're like tune in next time for the next episode, and my brain could not comprehend. I'm like, I have to watch the next episode now.
Yeah, right
And
the
so
fuck now.
through
Damn it, I
that
did it too.
and through that
Damn it.
the early internet was a haven for streaming anime. And I know that like I don't want the comments of this video to get into a piracy debate, but you have to keep in mind that just for the sake of
There was no Hulu, there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
no Crunchyroll. Netflix was just delivering DVDs.
like they were delivering it to you via snail mail, and that's it. And so
Yeah, that's it.
realistically, and I'm sorry, realistically, if you were a fan of anime in the West in the early 2000s, like it or not, I'm not debating the ethics. We can debate the ethics of it all you want, but the fact of the matter is, back in the early 2000s, the only way to watch anime if you were somebody growing up in the West was to stream it on pirate websites.
Mhm.
And like that's just it. I'm sorry. Like,
I mean,
I'm not saying it was right.
We all did it.
I'm not saying that it's right, and I'm not saying and I don't do it
Or
nowadays.
worse, like you would find a torrent of it somewhere on
Right.
like Pirate Bay or God forbid LimeWire.
Oh, God.
Hey, you want to give your computer AIDS?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Just give them LimeWire.
But yeah, so realistically, the only way to watch anything that was not like Pokemon levels of popular was to stream it on a pirate website. And so that is the environment in which and so I was watching Naruto and I was watching Bleach at the time, and the general consensus on the internet was like, well, hey, if you're watching Naruto and you're watching Bleach, you're watching One Piece, right? And I think I must have been like 16, 17 years old, and I'm like, what's One Piece? And so the internet was like, you should watch it and find out. It's really good. And that was kind of my gateway into the wonderful, still ongoing world of One Piece. Like,
I know.
like 11, 12 years later, I'm still
Just
very
think
much
about it. In 6 years, it will be 30 years since One Piece started.
And so from there,
That's insane.
I was very much from there. I spent the next couple years kind of catching up to it and being very obsessed with everything up until the point where, right during the era of the time skip, I started to kind of lose a little bit of interest in it. And from there, I basically decided, from here on, I'm probably just going to read the manga. And so when I was younger, I wasn't really into reading the manga very much for series. And once I got older, I became mildly more obsessed with manga and reading chapters weekly and stuff like that. And so that kind of spiraled off. And nowadays, I'm pretty much only reading the manga, although occasionally I catch the clips on YouTube that are from the Funimation channel. And like, yeah, and that's
clips.
that's like a general broad history of my exposure to One Piece. And I've been immersed. I've been immersed in the wonderful world of pirates and the Navy and Monkey D. Luffy ever since.
Well, my history, even though we were making fun of it earlier, I actually started watching One Piece during the 4Kids era.
Oh yeah. I think here's the thing. I think I started watching like a couple episodes of the One Piece dub before I started watching the series proper online. And so that I think part of me was sort of like, really, like that show is good, but then I didn't know back then how much 4Kids had just completely
they completely
butchered the source material. Anyway, yeah.
I watched a lot of it. I watched it up until what was the name of the arc where Chopper
Drum Island, yeah.
Drum Island. Yeah, I watched all the way up to Drum Island. Maybe a few episodes into Baroque Works, but I don't think they got that far.
I think the farthest they got was
Alabasta, right?
They finished Alabasta, yeah.
Yeah.
Arabasta, Alabasta?
Alabasta.
Right.
Pasta Playa Hater.
The desert level, come on.
The desert level.
Right.
Which is never a fun level. Anyway, yeah, I remember watching it. I stopped watching it after the 4Kids dub stopped. And I was just like, you know what? I'll just read the manga because I was just getting into manga at the time
Right.
because I was reading Naruto. And I was just like, crap, I'll read the manga. So I was just reading for years and years and years and years. This is way before the Funimation dub came out.
And by the way, you got to keep in mind that the state of anime in general, but especially One Piece, was very tenuous. Both Nick and I watched it play out in real time. It took years of back alley courtroom deals and settlements and rights management. It took years.
There was a lot of broken kneecaps.
It took years for the transition of 4Kids having One Piece to having Funimation do One Piece, and they had to do so much catch up because weirdly enough, I think that Funimation wanted to continue the story from where 4Kids left from where they left off. So they did. I remember this because I remember they aired the continuation on Cartoon Network. But then here's the thing, not only did they want to continue the story from where 4Kids left off, they wanted to go back and dub everything so that it was under one canon umbrella of like, this is what Monkey D. Luffy sounds like. This is what Zoro sounds like. This is what Nami sounds like. They wanted it all. So not only were they trying to continue the dub from where 4Kids they kind of left them with with their thumb in the wind, they had to go back and do everything else that had already been done.
Yeah. Which that's a tall order.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a commitment. But yeah, I remember. Oh, I know what spurred it on. This was back then when look, this is gonna be like we all had to fight for scraps and find our we had to anime. Like you have to imagine what it was like for us when we were younger. Anime wasn't nearly as popular as it is now. There was no official way, so we had to get creative,
right?
Or we had to go to very, very questionable websites to watch our stuff.
Basically, anime pirate websites.
Yeah, like, do you remember Instance and watch anime online, Anime Freak, and all that shit?
I remember Anime Freak. I remember Instance.net. I remember Thunderberry was a popular one.
I don't remember Thunderberry. But yeah, so I actually started the series over,
right,
and watched it in Japanese,
which is the way you need to watch One Piece.
Yeah, it really is. Like, not to knock on the Funimation dub. Some of them sound really good. It's just like, it's the same reason.
I guess I'll just get this out of the way. Yeah. The work that Funimation is doing now with One Piece is like borderline incredible. It is. I'm not being facetious when I say that.
No, it's really good.
They're doing God's work. They're doing God Usopp's work.
God Usopp's work.
And honestly, if somebody told me that they prefer to watch the Funimation dub to the original Japanese Toei dub, I would say understandable.
Yeah, it's fine.
Understandable. However, it's just. Okay, I'm gonna sound something. It's gonna sound very gatekeeping and elitist, and so again, if somebody told me that they watched the Funimation dub and they like it, totally understandable. Some people do not like reading subtitles, completely understandable. That being said, the Japanese voice acting in One Piece is iconic. They're just. I'm sorry, it's so hard to go from watching the incredible Japanese dub with the frankly, just the iconic voice acting. Just every main character is perfect. And so
it's kind of like the inverse of Cowboy Bebop, where like the Japanese dub isn't nearly as good, but the English dub is perfection.
By the way, I feel that way about Yu Yu Hakusho as well. I feel that the English dub blows the Japanese dub out of the water, just straight up. Justin Cook is Yusuke Urameshi, and so it would be impossible for me to go back and watch Yu Yu Hakusho in Japanese just because the performances.
Would you try it? Just as a thought experiment?
I might do the first couple episodes, and then I probably would jump back to the dub because it's so iconic.
It's like I Miss You, Cook and Huber.
Yeah.
And who does the voice for Kuwabara?
Oh God, it's been a
while.
Urameshi.
Anyway, back to One Piece. Yeah, it's just like it's gotten to the point where like these guys are so prolific that they started doing like promos for like the CDC
Coronavirus. Yeah,
for
I saw the.
coronavirus and the Olympics.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like these guys are so iconic. It's like having Optimus Prime do the stuff for us here or
And
something
so,
like that. It's,
and so, by the way, Funimation is doing amazing, right? They are making One Piece a relevant brand and a relevant name in the West. They're working together with Viz to distribute the manga, I believe. So, like, again, they're doing God's work, and I'm not here to say otherwise. That being said, just in my opinion, the Japanese version is the definitive way to watch One Piece.
Yeah, Klinkleberg. No, we love Colleen. We love Colleen Klinkleberg. She does an amazing job as Luffy. It's just the save for Luffy in Japanese is like that. That's what I think it's just mainly because like I've heard her voice.
Yeah.
For literal decades.
Yeah,
and it's so hard for me to hear it otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. And it's I compare this to whoever has to step in. So you have somebody like Alex Trebek, right, who recently passed away. He had a battle with cancer, and so now they have to find a new host to host Jeopardy. And how do you fill shoes that big? It's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Or like how for the Daily Show, for example, when Jon Stewart stepped down, how do you find somebody to replace Jon Stewart? And Trevor Noah, by the way, he does actually a great job, but it's impossible. Is what I'm trying to get. Like, what I'm trying to get across is that it's impossible.
Well, it's like it hurts for us because like we grew up with these guys. Yeah, like these guys' identity is so sewn into these products.
Right.
That it's just hard to like disassociate with it.
Nowadays, like, though, I actually do really like Trevor Noah for the Daily Show. Like, do I miss Jon Stewart? Obviously, but I mean, honestly, I think I was biased to not like Trevor Noah when I first started watching him because it's like it's not Jon Stewart.
But nobody is.
But exactly, nobody is ever going to be Jon Stewart except for Jon Stewart, and so Trevor Noah is going to be Trevor Noah, and like I'd rather him have his own voice. I'd rather have him have his own way of dealing with things. And so
plus, like, this is the Daily Show for a new generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we watched the Daily Show like I remember watching Daily Show between like the Bush era.
Oh God, yeah.
And, like, that was the big that was an interesting time.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's just like for everybody involved with the One Piece Japanese stuff, it is perfection. Like Zoro will always sound like Zoro. Sanji will always sound like Sanji.
Right.
Honestly, the big deciding factor for me is Luffy.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Yeah, that's the crux. Like I said, nothing. Not to knock on Klinkleberg. Klinkleberg does an amazing job as Luffy. It's as close to the Japanese as you can possibly get.
Whenever I talk about the Funimation dub of One Piece, I feel like I'm a spoiled child, right? Because it's like.
It's not my
Luffy. No, like you listen to, because when Funimation first released a couple episodes, I watched out of curiosity just to kind of hear the new voices and stuff, and they're all good. They're all good. But there's this, like, the dubbing is good, the mixing is good, like everything is so good, and yeah. But then there's this little voice in my brain. It's not my One Piece, and like it's like you're so spoiled because Funimation they heard all the feedback, like they heard everything. They basically rescued One Piece from 4Kids and from anime limbo hell. They went to fucking. I did it again. They went to bat for us, and
we might as well just curse. We're already demonetized.
All right, fine, whatever.
The cursing's back on the menu, boy.
I'm gonna try not to curse though, but yeah, if you want to do it, go for it. I'm
not gonna go full ham, but still, if it slips out, it slips out.
Yeah, right. I really am. I do feel bad because I am trying to do it, but it's like it's
so hard.
It's such a regular part of how I express myself. And by the way, that's not a good thing. I don't think that a regular part of your vocabulary should just be carelessly swearing. And it's something that I am trying to work on. Just
or at least general. Like if you're talking with new company or something like that. But if it's like friends or family, you know us. I smoke like a chimney. I drink like a fish. I swear like a sailor. Like that's just how we are.
Right. But no, I feel like a spoiled child because Funimation went to bat for us and they did all this stuff and they created an amazing cast. They worked they worked their butts off to do like a good screenplay and a good script, and like they got voices for the appropriate characters, and it's so good. But it's just not the same.
It's not the same. It's like almond butter and peanut butter.
Right.
They're so close, but it's completely different.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you're eating like that fake meat, like plant-based meat or whatever, and it almost like you're eating it and
It's
almost
so close.
It almost tastes like you're eating a burger or like a hamburger meat or whatever. It almost tastes like it. But
they got chicken breast down. Chicken breast tastes exactly like real chicken breast.
It's so close, and you can tell that like yes, this definitely has the texture and the taste of chicken, but it's just or hamburger or whatever. It's so close to being perfect, but it's not. And if that's a problem you're having, that means as far as I'm concerned, they're doing a kick-ass job. Anyway, you want to move on to another point of discussion when it comes to One Piece.
One Piece.
All right, so I thought it'd be fun to rank our favorite members of the Straw Hat crew from least favorite to favorite.
Oh, okay.
And here's the thing.
I went from favorite to least favorite.
Oh, that's fine. You can do that.
No, we could do that too.
Okay. I'll do my list first, and I'll try to give reasons as to why I have my opinions on certain characters. So again, just to clarify, my list is from least favorite to favorite. And I just want to say before I do this list, I do genuinely like all the main characters of the Straw Hat crew.
I do too.
I do genuinely like all of them in one way, shape, or form.
The problem is though, with the way the story goes, with the cast that's so huge as One Piece, like some are gonna get more screen time and development than others. It's very unfair.
There are certain characters who I used to really like in the first half of the series, but then after the time skip, they've kind of dropped off. I'll talk about those cases when I get to them. But just in general, whatever criticisms I have towards all the characters, I do like all of them in one way, shape, or form. There's just some that I like way more than others. And so with that out of the way, here we go. It's like trying to decide whether you like your right hand or your left hand or your right hand better, right? It's like, well, technically one is my dominant hand and one isn't, but I want both my hands. Anyway, so number one from least favorite, Brook.
Really? Brook is your least favorite?
Here's the thing about Brook is I like the skeleton man angle. I like the fact that I like the soul projection stuff, but just him as a character is kind of weak. I
feel like he's gotten some cool MVP moments
lately. Yeah, so his confrontation with Big Mom was really cool. That was a good Brook moment. However, that being said,
well, it's like not only that he totally fucked over Big Mom, and he stole or like he copied the road poneglyph.
No, that was good. Again, it was a good Brook moment. That being said, I really do not like the fact that he does that stupid ongoing joke with like can I see your panties? And it's just the first time you hear it, you're just kind of like, okay, but he goes to that joke so many goddamn times, and it's just so. He's like, at this point, it's just so unfunny to me. It's just not like, it's weird because like I don't understand how like I know it's stupid to try to debate the mechanics of One Piece, but here we go. Like, I don't understand why he would be horny anyway, because he's like a skeleton and he doesn't even really have like flesh and blood.
The horny's in the soul.
But anyway,
the soul is always horny.
But anyway, putting that stuff on the bench for a second, I just in general, especially the older I get, the more that I just hate the dedicated pervert character in anime. Whenever we talk about My Hero, I'm gonna have a whole like 40 minutes where I talk about Mineta and how much how much he is the worst aspect
he is the sole reason for he is the only thing dragging that show down.
No, he really is. because My Hero could talking about My Hero for just a second here, I promise.
We should have just
Mineta,
named it from the One Piece episode to the Shonen Jump episode,
Right.
but that comes later.
that comes later, right?
That comes later.
It's My Hero is so close to being a gateway anime for all sexes, and just being like, hey, if you've never seen anime before and you want to get into it, you should watch this My Hero show.
It's that
and
0.9% that keeps it from going.
Right, and it's really hard, especially if you're trying to like get like girls or like young women into anime, where like it's really hard.
I know way more girls that are into My Hero than guys.
I mean, fair enough, but like you must admit a lot of them have probably already been into anime before. Yes.
Yeah,
like My Hero wasn't probably their first rodeo, as it were.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't their first shakedown.
But it's really hard to talk to someone to be like, hey, you should like, or like try to convince somebody who's really skeptical about anime to be like, oh, it's not all bad. Watch this My Hero Academia show.
I wouldn't recommend My Hero, but I would try to find something.
There's something
he would go to the classics like Cowboy Bebop or Trigun or something.
But anyway, Brook is fun. I like that he's a musician. I think that's fun. I think that's cool. He's just my like, when I think about the really iconic Straw Hat characters, Brook is just the one where I'm like, and also it weirds me out that like every time they go to a new island, like, listen, I know that the Grand Line is full of like bizarre stuff, but how is it they go to like, every time they go to a new island, shouldn't people be horrified of Brook? Like, he's a walking skeleton. And look, I know there's bizarre stuff all over the Grand Line.
I think it's more the fact that like, oh, maybe it's a costume or something like that.
I know that there's bizarre stuff.
Like almost every single pirate crew has like a shtick.
Right.
And you know, the Straw Hat crew is so eclectic anyway.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, maybe he's just wearing like a skull mask or something like that.
But it just, every time they go to a new place, they're just like, oh, you're a skeleton. Like, some people get scared of him. They're like, oh God. But some people's like, they just go to a new island and everyone there is just willing to believe. They're like, oh yeah, talking skeleton. Like, I don't.
I mean, if I was in the Grand Line, I'd be so numb to everything.
Right.
Like, especially if you're deep in the Grand Line, you're seeing people like Fishman and Beastman and like the pirates are more scarier. That like if the skeleton's not messing around with people and stuff like that, you don't give a care.
And I know that, you know, especially in like Wano, there's like people who can turn into like T-Rexes and you know, Triceratops and all this stuff. But it weirds me out that more people are, and I know that Brook is like a celebrity, like he's the Soul King, and so there's probably a lot of people who already know who he is, but why is nobody scared of him? Anyway, that's Brook. Again, I don't hate Brook. I think that's
just One Piece.
I think
everything in the kitchen sink's on the table.
Sure. I like the fact that
you have world nobles that are wearing spacesuits.
Right.
You have Fishman on one hand. This guy's moving at the speed of light. Guy's walking.
There's a whole race. There's a whole race of people with angel wings in the sky. I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't hate Brook. I also like the fact that he's like a fencer. I think that's really cool. Like he like they added another sword user to the Straw Hat crew, but he's like a fencer as opposed to Zoro, who does like samurai stuff. That's awesome. I don't hate Brook. He's not the one, like when I think of
he needs more stuff to do.
Right. When I think of Brook, I'm not like, wow, I love Brook. I'm like, Brook is okay. Number 8. This is okay. So this is a temporary placement until he gets more stuff to do. He's still very new to the crew, but I put Jinbei.
Oh, really, Jinbei?
As at number 8. Here's the thing. Jinbei he's fine. He's so new to the crew and the dynamic of the crew that we haven't had a lot of.
He officially joined the crew this arc, so
he's been part of the crew for a while, but like we spent an entire like 300 chapters or some crap where he wasn't part of the crew.
Well, he was just gone. He was just like in the wind.
I like Jinbei, and I think he's like a powerful. I think it's cool that
he is a former Shibakai.
I was gonna say I like the idea of a former Shibakai joining the crew. That's interesting. That's fun. I like the fact that he's like a martial artist. He does like karate. That's fun. They just haven't given him much stuff to do yet, and it's in Wano, so like I don't blame them. But I'm this is like a temporary placement until they have more stuff for Jinbei to do. He's kind of low on my list, and also also another reason he's kind of low, and I admit this is me being kind of picky here. I admit that. It's really, really weird to me that Jinbei and Nami have not had a conversation where basically he talks to her and is like, "Hey, listen,
Because of me, Arlong got released.
I know that because I know that I indirectly basically ruined your entire life and killed your mother, and like all this bad shit happened to you because of my gross oversight. So sorry about that." And
well,
I think that they did. I think
Nami's a lot more forgiving than that.
I guess, but like, I think that.
I mean, like she and Hachi, she cried for Hachi when he got shot at JD Archipelago.
I get that, but like, I wish that there was like a little bit more conflict there. Like, Nami, like, I think that Nami should be like, or
does she even know? I guess she would know.
Not racist, but necessarily, but like, I think that there should be this part of her that's like, wait, Luffy, you're letting a fishman join the crew? What the fuck? Like, because fishman like ruined her entire life. She didn't
have a beef with all fishmen. She just had a beef with Arlong.
I get that, but like, I don't know. To me, it seemed like it feels like one of those story plot lines that they just swept under the rug. And like, I know that Nami's cool and Nami's very forgiving, but I want that to be resolved. I want there to be some acknowledgement that it exists.
I think she just trusts Luffy enough to the point where, like, if my captain and Luffy or if Luffy trusts him to go it, then I trust him to,
That's fair.
That's the one.
That's fair. I get that.
Yeah.
I want it to be Luffy, kind of acknowledged.
Well, it's just like, we'll get to my thoughts on Nami when we get to my list and stuff like that. But yeah, it's one of those things where like she totally just gets swept under the rug.
Yeah.
At every chance that she gets.
All right. Number 7. Sorry, I'm trying to do this backwards. Number 7. This is a surprise to me too, but yeah, it's Tony Chopper, man. I know. I think that there are some characters who were really strong pre-time skip, and then after the time skip they kind of fell off for me. Chopper is one of those characters.
Yeah.
I feel for the first half of the series he's doing as the One Piece intro says, he does his doctoring.
Yeah.
I unironically love the One Piece rap.
I love the One Piece rap too, man.
Chopper is one of those characters where I don't like his redesign. So, and by the way, before anybody says anything, yes, I understand that his whole gimmick is with the rumble balls and he can like he can change his form at will. I understand that like that's his like power set and his gimmick. So I understand that, but I still hate the fact that after the time skip, Chopper's default form is like that little itty bitty teddy bear. I miss Fat Chopper. Okay, that's it.
Do you miss Popeye Chopper?
No. Well, I guess, but like, no, I miss default Fat Chopper. I want Fat Chopper back. You know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend like you don't.
Are you talking about Kung Fu?
No. So like, the first time that we meet Chopper, he's like, how he's that little like his normal form.
Fat Pikachu.
Yeah, Fat Pikachu Chopper. Yes.
Yeah.
And so now his default form is this little itty bitty like buy One Piece merchandise form, and it's fine. But anyway, as a kid, so that's just physical appearance stuff.
I miss that monster form of his. I was so happy in the latest chapter when he finally. Dude, he takes a swipe at Queen and draws blood. And I'm just like, oh shit.
We'll talk about it later when we talk about speculation. Man, if Chopper fights Queen and wins, that will be wild. Anyway,
that'll be wild.
But yeah, I like Chopper. It's just that
that's the thing, though.
I feel
we like the crew.
Yeah.
That we do not hate anybody in the crew. It's just like how much we like each member of the crew.
I just feel like, especially after like pre-time skip, Chopper was like pretty legit and he was kind of involved in the fighting. But I feel like ever since Ines Lobby, after Ines Lobby, Chopper has gotten just increasingly less stuff to do as time has gone on. He hasn't really been part of a proper fight in a while.
Yeah, he is like, this is his first major fight in the manga.
After the time skip, like I don't think he fights anybody on Fishman Island or on Dressrosa.
Yes, he does.
Does he? I don't remember.
Yeah, he just takes care of the goons and the lackeys, but that's it. Okay.
But yeah, I like his
Oh
backstory.
he does use the rumble ball to take out some of the bigger guys.
I like his backstory. I like the fact that he wants to be a doctor. That's that. I think it's really
Chopper has one of my favorite scenes in all of One Piece.
Yeah. I like the fact that he is a reindeer who ate a devil fruit to become more human. That's fun.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting because because Chopper is not a person. He's a reindeer who just has human intelligence. I think that's really interesting because most of the devil fruit users in One Piece are the opposite. They're humans who ate a Zoan fruit, right? Anyway, like again, I like Chopper. I wish he had more stuff to do. He's fine, but like I miss. You know what? He's down here because I miss Fat Chopper. Hashtag bring back Fat Chopper.
I know, right?
Anyway, number 6.
Bring back Fat Pikachu Chopper.
Number 6, and man, this breaks my heart because I used to love this character, and he's just kind of fallen off for me, especially lately. Usopp, man, you want to talk about a character who the time skip just completely wrecked? It was Usopp, in my opinion. Pre-time skip Usopp, a king. Just a king.
A sniper king, if you will.
A Soge King, or God King if you prefer. But no, as a character, Usopp used to fascinate me because he was he was part of
he was like the audience surrogate.
Yeah.
For the show, like he is supposed to represent the everyman.
I also think that the idea of a character who constantly lies and is kind of like this guy who spins tall tales, I think that's fun. I think that's an interesting idea for a character. This guy who tells these tall tales and is like, I'm this great Billy Badass, but in reality he's a coward. And like a lot of that, and so some of the best humor in pre-time skip One Piece is watching him just be a coward. But here's the thing about Usopp is yeah, he blows smoke up his butt. And he is a coward,
but he's there for his friends.
But when push comes to shove, like when the chips are down, he to borrow D&D terminology, he will stick with the party, right?
He will stick with the party. He sticks with the crew.
He's a coward and a liar.
He'll be in the back shooting people because that's his shtick.
Right. I just feel like the time skip changed Usopp to the point where like the plant stuff, I want some more explanation about the plants. Like, okay, he shoots I think that's an interesting idea. Like, okay, shoot the seeds, like use my slingshot to shoot the seeds, but like, where does he how does he?
He grows them on the ship.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah, he grows them on the Thousand Sunny.
I wish that stuff was played with a little bit more. I like the idea that in the latest in Dressrosa he gets observation hockey. I think that's fun.
I know that's gonna be cool. Everybody's gonna need either observation hockey or armament hockey or something, because you can't just have every single member of the crew cannot have like conkers or something like that. That's stupid.
Like I feel like in Wano right now, he's not really getting anything to do. Yeah, I wanna love Usopp, but like his best years are kind of behind him, to put it to use a depressing turn of phrase. I feel like after the whole
I feel like Usopp is gonna Rocky Balboa his way to victory.
He got such good characterization in Water 7. That was the prime Usopp years in Water 7 where he fought Luffy.
I feel like he got a lot of good stuff to do during he was critical for Dressrosa. He was critical.
But like I have mixed feelings about that whole arc in general, but like yeah, it was I don't know. I want to like Usopp. I want him to move up on this list because hang on one second. Sorry, dog's barking like crazy. Thankfully, I have one tap muting. It's magic technology.
I know, it's fascinating.
Anyway, I want to like Usopp more, but just in the time skip, I feel has kind of ruined Usopp a little bit. I like the idea that he's buff now. That's cool. That's fun. But
pretty crackerjacked.
One thing that I hope that he always stays the normal regular he is the closest thing to a normal person that the crew has, just like an average Joe kind of guy. And I want him to stay that way. I hope Oda never gives him like a devil fruit power, or like hockey is okay, I guess, but like don't give him a devil fruit.
Yeah, well, it's like if the crew's going to survive until the end, like they really need to up their hockey game quite a bit because otherwise they're just going to get steamrolled.
Anyway, I
but
want to
I think it's
like
one of those
Usopp.
things where like, yeah, I think it's one of those things where like they're giving like the lesser important characters of or like the not hockey guys to like just deal with the lackeys and stuff like that for like these big crews. You know, it's like that whole like Jedi versus no Jedi sort of thing. It's like, oh, I gave you some stormtroopers. Just here, just go deal with them. We'll go deal with the Sith Lord.
All right. So next on the list is somebody who, when the arc that they premiered, I actually didn't like them very much. But as the years have gone on, especially and after the time skip, this person has gone from being one of my least favorite characters to being like, hey, I like this guy. Yep. Okay.
Can I guess who it is?
Yeah. That's right.
Frankie!
Frankie!
I adore Frankie.
Stronger, right? Oh god. Frankie has become the crew's fun uncle over the years.
He really has.
like whenever your parents go on vacation and they're like, we're dropping you off at Uncle Frankie's house.
And we're just like, yeah, he's gonna lift weights and give us beer or cola.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he's gonna give us soda and he's gonna make us watch scary movies late at night.
Yeah. Man, I you know, after the time skip though, I do miss the Ace Ventura hair. But other than that, I feel that Frankie's.
I do too. He does look like a bit of a skinhead.
Frankie.
But, well,
I didn't think of it like that, but now I'm thinking. Oh God. Oh God. Frankie's like, my favorite movie is Triumph of the Will.
Oh God.
Oh God. No, Frankie. No, please.
No.
No.
Oh Jesus.
I think that Frankie has gotten a lot of fun character development. I like the fact that he's like the dad of the crew. I like the fact that he is like Oda has leaned into the fact that he is officially like a robot now. He's
more machine. He is more machine now than man.
He is the One Piece version of Iron Man, and I kind of love that. I think that's fun.
Right? He's also technically a Gundam pilot.
Ow! Yeah, the fact that he like pilots Gundams and he builds like submarines and he built the ship, that's all good stuff. And the fact that the Kuda burst, where like the crew could basically get out of Dodge whenever they want. Yeah. I feel that Frankie is a character who, when he was introduced, I was sort of like lukewarm about him. But as years have gone on, I'm like, yeah, Frankie, okay, yeah. I thought his fight with
I know we kind of got a little bit of his boxing in Dressrosa, but I missed the Frankie slug. The Frankie slug fight was so good.
I do miss when Frankie was like doing his kind of robot fisticuffs as opposed to like when he pilots the Gundam. The Frankie mech.
He is basically I never thought of it like that. He is basically the Iron Man. Of the One Piece world.
I think that his time skip training is also one of the most fascinating ones of the entire crew, where he basically got shot off to Dr. Vegapunk's village or whatever, like his former place.
It was like one of his old labs, I think. I
think it was like his hometown or something where he built his first lab. And so the people we know so little about Dr. Vegapunk, but apparently when Frankie was there, the people of the village said that like Dr. Vegapunk was like one of the nicest people they've ever met. Which is weird because he built the Paramecia and he's working for the world government. So how nice can he really be? So there's this big mystery as to like
who is
Dr. Vegapunk?
I know. Well, it's like we'll get into that later on in the show about like One Piece mysteries and stuff like that. I hope Vegapunk shows up soon because we've been hyping this guy up since since Archipelago? No,
I think Dr. Vegapunk was mentioned as far back as Arabasta, believe it or not.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Jesus.
But anyway, moving on. Number 4, we have the captain of the Straw Hat Crew, Monkey D. Luffy. Number 4.
Really? Number 4 for Luffy.
Yeah. I have feelings about some of the other characters left on this list. I have feelings. But anyway, well, here's the thing. So the number 3 and number 4 on this list are like very close. They're like this close. But there's one character especially who's been given recent development who I really love now. Anyway, so Luffy, probably one of the best shonen protagonists of all time.
He really is.
What I like about Luffy and the way that Oda writes him is that a lot of the other characters have kind of internal struggles, internal conflicts. Luffy is the most external character ever created. If he's feeling sad, he's gonna tell you he feels sad. If he's angry at something, he's gonna tell you. If he wants to punch something, he's just gonna punch. He's not gonna Luffy
it's
is
also one of those things where, like, I kind of talked about this last episode too, where it's just like he's definitely one of the more kinder shonen heroes. Like, you have take somebody like Goku, where even Toriyama has stated, like, there's like this
kind of
inherent toxic. He's such a huge dick.
He's kind of a dick.
He has like this toxic quality to him where he's just willing to let everybody else die for the sake of a good fight.
Right.
But no, like, I feel like Luffy, he would, at the cost of being Pirate King or his crew, he would save his crew 100% of the time.
What I like about Luffy is that he is one of those characters where everywhere he goes, he brings out the best in
everybody.
Not even in every, like, yeah, he brings out the best in everybody. But what I like about him is that he brings out the best in people that society has already written off as being awful people, or like people who are like dangerous or whatever, right? So you have a character like Nico Robin, who joins the Straw Hat crew, and which is weird because up until that point, Nico Robin was trying to kill the Straw Hat crew, like all of them, like murder them. She's an assassin, and not only that, she is like one of the most wanted people on the planet. But Luffy is just like, yeah, okay. Like, she asked to join the crew, and he's just fine with this because I think that he realizes that underneath all of the, so when Nico Robin kind of first joins the crew, she kind of has this facade, like this femme fatale facade, where she kind of wants to be perceived as like this threat, like, oh, I don't want you guys to actually care about me. You guys are just. You guys are just another speed bump on my way to wherever else I'm going. I don't care about any of you.
No, well, she was basically a stowaway,
right?
After Alabasta,
and so even like, and then fast forwarding to Ennis Lobby, ultimately it is Luffy who rallies the rest of the crew to go rescue Nico Robin, because everyone is telling him like, hey, this is the world government, Luffy. If they want something or somebody, they're just gonna get it, and there's nothing you can do about it. And by the way, and regardless of whatever you think, Nico Robin is like one of the most wanted people on the planet. Like, let it go, man. And even Nico Robin is sort of resigned to her death. She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna die. I don't care. Fuck it. And Luffy kind of has to be the person that like breaks down her walls and is like, tell me you want me to save you. In one of my favorite scenes in the entire series, Luffy's kind of the Straw Hat crew lines up on Ennis Lobby, and he tells her like, "Tell me you want me to save you." Like,
yeah, tell me you want to live.
Yeah, and it's the one time where the usually reserved Nico Robin is like,
she breaks down,
really real about her feelings, and I think Luffy is the kind of guy to do that kind of thing to all the characters in the series, and so I just like how direct he is. Like, he's just like, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna be, like, you're a piece. You know, he goes to an island,
but he's also a man. Luffy's also a man of principle too, where it's just like even when we were talking about Whole Cake Island.
Yeah.
When he is trying to get Sanji back, it's like, out of principle, I'm not going to eat anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'm not going to eat anything that's not Sanji's cooking until he comes back to the crew.
To the point where like he might have died on Whole Cake Island.
No, he really could have.
Yeah, and I think that Luffy is fun. I think Luffy is fun. I like the evolution of his Devil Fruit powers and hockey. I think that's cool. The Bound Man is one of the most. When I first saw the Bound Man, I thought it kind of looked silly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was sort of like, you're going with that design, huh, Oda? All right. But I love the Bound. It's grown on me, and so yeah. Oh. I also think that Marineford really helped Luffy as a character, because
it really did.
Because for the first half of the series, Luffy is very, very happy-go-lucky, and it's almost a detriment to his character.
It's like they take the happy-go-lucky part of any shonen protagonist and crank it up to 11.
Well, what I like about Marineford is that Luffy goes from being this kind of go-with-the-flow, we'll figure it out kind of guy, to being this guy
it's one of the only few times that we ever see him get truly, truly desperate.
Well, yeah.
Like, his back is literally to the wall.
And so the loss of, and by the way, if you're not, you know,
Oh yeah, we're gonna spoil the shit out of a bunch of stuff.
If you already are this far and you don't want spoilers, this is not the episode to watch for One Piece. But anyway, so after the death of Ace, I feel Luffy, he kind of realizes, like, I have to change both emotionally and like obviously physically, and like my power, like I have to increase my power level, but like not only that, but he's like, if I'm going to protect my crew, my family, basically, I have to be better about my physical strength and my abilities as a leader. Because up until that, so one of the defining things about the Straw Hat crew is that, unlike most pirate crews, they kind of just do whatever they want. And Luffy's a captain kind of in name only, and the only authority that really gives him is the ability to be like, yeah, that we're going to this island, and like that's really it. Because the rest of the crew can kind of just, they sort of choose. It's a good relationship. It's a coexisting relationship, but
I wouldn't say it's democratic, but
no, it's really not. The crew kind of have their own dreams and aspirations, and Luffy's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like most crews in One Piece, they have like one goal, right? Like
it's what's the term for rule by the strongest oligarchy?
Survival of the fittest.
Survival of the fittest. Yeah, it is like the strong rule the weak,
right?
You know, et cetera, et cetera.
And yeah, I just think that Luffy is he's a character. What I like about Luffy is that if you look at Luffy at a service level, he seems like this dumb idiot. But if you dig a little deeper, it's actually this. Weirdly enough, he works as a leader because of his ability to trust other people and bring out the best of them. And I don't know. I think that he is one of those characters that is like complex without being complicated, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, it's like you can really dig deep into his psyche and character, like especially like when he was a kid and he was growing up with Ace and Sabo. You really get to see like why he cherishes family and so much, you know. And like it's not the first time he experienced loss either, right?
Because like with Shanks, his arm got bitten off, and so like
and there was Sabo,
right,
when he died.
I mean, he was. I mean, if you think about it, he was abandoned by his parents, like Dragon.
Yeah.
One of the funniest Luffy moments is at the end of Water 7, where he's talking to Garp.
Oh, when Garp shows up,
and Garp is like, "By the way, do you know who your father is?" Luffy is like, "Don't care," and it's like, "Well, what if I told you?"
I'm gonna tell you anyway.
What if I told you it was Dragon? And Luffy just kind of goes like, "Oh, okay." He's just kind of like,
well, like everybody starts freaking the fuck out because they're just like, "Your dad is who?"
Yeah, exactly. And Luffy's just like, "Oh, whatever, man. I don't care." Anyway,
well, it's like Garp just sort of tells him just apropos, like he's literally just picking his nose while he's like fixing the hole in the wall. It's just like, "Oh, I guess I heard you saw your dad." He's like, "My dad?" He's like, "Yeah, your dad. His name is Monkey D. Dragon." And everybody's just like, "What? What is up with this family? What is wrong with you?"
So number 3 is and by the way, this was Luffy and this person were very close. And by the way, this character has gone from the bottom of my list to near the top, and so that's very impressive. And
Can I guess who it is?
Yeah.
Sanji.
It's Sanji, yes. Back during the Baratie arc, and like you know, I've been talking about how some characters got ruined by the time skip. I think that some characters actually Sanji is the reverse of that situation, where pre-time skip he was just kind of like, okay, I liked Sanji. I felt that he was fun. His relationship with Zoro is fun. They should just kiss. They should just kiss already. They really are the perfect couple. Anyway,
I like to see them more as like twin brothers that are just
in all seriousness, I think that they have a good kind of rivalry friendship.
They do.
You know, people, I've been reading One Piece like fan consensus online, and apparently there are a lot of people who do not like the Davy Buck fight arc, which is like which I didn't know this, but apparently that was filler. That was not in the manga at all. And There's
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that the one with Afro Luffy and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's technically yeah, that's filler.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that was part of the actual series.
Did you really?
No, there's that whole segment where Sanji and Zoro have to compete in that game together, and Sanji has to be
Oh yeah.
the ball man, and they keep fighting each other, and like there's good stuff. Their relationship is good. I like it. But no, so Sanji has gone from a character who used to just be like this like mademoiselle, ladies man, and like oh yeah, he's pretty good at cooking. Um,
He
I
definitely has some cool fights.
I like the fact that even pre-time skip, I like the fact that he's very passionate about cooking, and I think one of his most fascinating character relationships he's like is because hey, I fight with my legs and I fight with my feet because I don't want to ruin
I
my
don't want
hand.
to hurt my hands.
I don't want to ruin my
Yeah.
hands, and the reason that I don't want to ruin my hands is
But I
because
hope,
I want to be a dedicated
knock
chef.
on wood, let's hope that nothing bad happens to his hands.
Oh
later on.
no! Come on.
I hope that's no, I'm serious because Oda will do that sometimes.
He
where
will
he'll,
probably.
like load, or it's like he'll load Chekhov's gun and then like it's just. I know there was that one time he used like knives.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the fight not at Enies Lobby but in Water 7
It was when they're on the train.
They're
right?
on the train
They're
they're trying to get to Enies Lobby, and Sanji goes to the dining car, and the chef is this like crazy ramen guy who like strains the ramen like through his nose and through his mouth,
yeah,
and like
he's like if you somehow cross like Doc Brown or Rat
yeah,
and like you just put him on
and
meth.
so Sanji is the most angry we've ever seen him in a fight, basically because it's like you're being so disrespectful to the food that I'm gonna kick your ass. And like honestly, that's one of Sanji's better character traits. Is I love the fact that he gets just like furious whenever people waste food, and I like that he is very whenever he sees that anyone is hungry, he's gonna feed anyone who's hungry, regardless of whether or not they're an ally, an enemy, whatever. And I think that's really cool, because in real life, food scarcity is a thing. And it's a really
well. It's like if anybody knows about the dangers of not getting food and starving to death, it would be him.
Right. And so I already kind of liked him well enough before the time skip, and then Whole Cake Island took Sanji from being like the low end of the totem pole to being one of my favorite characters in the Straw Hat Crew.
Yeah, when we finally get his backstory,
his development with oh god, what are they called? His family? Oh god,
the Vinsmoke.
The Vinsmokes, yeah. That's a really interesting idea because Sanji is one of those characters where you could explain a lot of stuff in the One Piece universe, but it's always kind of a mystery as to like why is Sanji so like compared to like Usopp?
How is he so strong?
How is he so strong compared to somebody like Usopp, right? And like I get it, like he was trained by somebody. He was trained by Red Leg. I get that, but like even so, Sanji's kind of stronger than the average schmuck, regardless.
Well, no, like he was the only one. That's why I really like Sanji and Whole Cake Island, because he wasn't like some Superman or anything like that. He wasn't, because with the way that the pregnancy worked with him and his brothers, like he basically like they got all the powers and he didn't get anything. He was just he was like the human one out of all of them.
I thought that he was like genetically experimented on, so he had like some like chemical stuff, but like he was just like a defect, I thought.
No, it was one of those things where like I think it's one of those things where like certain twins get certain genes in the womb when they absorb it. So Sanji's mother ended up taking like a drug, or she was like trying to like kill herself.
Right.
But then the poison didn't work, and so
she put the poison in me.
He put the poison. I love that movie.
Little a blue velvet humor for you guys in this One Piece video.
Blue ribbon. I want my. That's such a good movie.
I want my applesauce. Oh wait, that's a different movie. Whatever.
That's a different movie.
Whatever.
Yeah, no. They got all the powers and all the genetic mutation stuff, and Sanji was the one. He is a human. He is 100% a human. He's just a guy.
But I like the fact that I actually when they were first introducing all the Vinsmoke stuff, I was a little bit worried because Oda was now like what I thought he was doing was like trying to retcon a character, and because I actually really like the backstory of pretty much all of the Straw Hat Crew. I think that they're good, like all of them. They're all like really good.
Yeah, they're all fantastic.
And he did it with Luffy, and I thought that, like, okay, that's pretty good. He kind of retconned some stuff in Luffy's backstory, and then when they were starting to do it with Sanji, I was sort of like, oh no. But then I came to the realization, if you were going to retcon the backstory for one of the main characters, Sanji is actually a pretty good candidate, because his backstory, Oda kind of wrote himself a blank check, because his backstory doesn't really begin until the only thing we really know about Sanji is like, oh yeah, he's from like,
he was on the cruise ship and then it sank.
well, he's like, oh yeah, I'm from West Blue, and like, or North Blue, I forget. He's not from East Blue.
It was from, he was not one of the only few characters from North Blue.
Right. And so the only thing that we know about him is like, yeah, I used to live in North Blue, and there's always this little part of you that like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe Oda should explain that, and it's like, it's not really important. But Oda basically was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this character. Like, again, I like Sanji's backstory with Red Leg, and I like his Baratier backstory. But I think Oda did something really smart where he added, he didn't retcon it so much as he added another layer to this cake. He said, hey, here's this other thing about Sanji that totally fits in with the canon that's already been established.
Yeah, because it completely takes place before he ever went on that cruise ship, and it actually makes his backstory even better with Red Leg.
It actually, what I like about it is, for so long, one of Sanji's defining characteristics is like, oh, he's like so obsessed with like, he's really protective of women. He's like really, he's like a lover boy kind of thing. He's like this, like, whatever.
I would hesitate to. He is kind of like, has some Johnny Bravo type tendencies, but more of a gentleman.
What I like about Sanji though is that, like, yeah, he's kind of a lover boy, but he's not like a pervert about it so much. It's like Brook irritates me because he's like, oh, let me see your panties. Like, Sanji's just kind of like, Mademoiselle, I made you breakfast. And yes.
I don't know, man. He's gotten quite a few nosebleeds.
And like, okay, again, there have, thank you for bringing this up. There were certain points where Sanji was like, where Oda had written Sanji and he hit some like extremely rock bottoms. One of them is that he has hands down the worst time skip arc of all the crew, because where Kuma decided to put Sanji was on Okama Island. So basically, like, if you've never seen One Piece or you don't know what I'm talking about, Okama Island is this island that is inhabited pretty much exclusively by cross-dressers, and they love the fact that they're cross-dressers.
They celebrate. It's basically just like, it's drag brunch.
Yeah, exactly.
But an island.
Yeah. And like, so it's called the according to Bon Clay, like, New Kama Kingdom. And so it's this island full of these guys, and they love dressing in drag. They love it. And so it's just who they are. And Sanji is sent there by Kuma, and he spends the entire time skip running away from the people because they scare him, and it's so lame, and it's so like, it's probably one of the lowest points in One Piece history, I'll be honest with you. I can't think of a moment much lower than that. Like, yeah, Sanji's scared of gay people, so he's running away from it's really bad. Here's the thing about One Piece. When you have a series as long as One Piece, you're bound to have moments like this that don't age well at all. And
no, they're not.
And just because this one moment's in the series, I don't think that we should like #cancel Oda. I don't want that. However, we must acknowledge that this is a low point in the series. That's it. But yeah.
Although it is one of those things where, like, every single person that comes out of the Okama Kingdom, they're really interesting characters, and they're really badass.
No, it's true.
Like Bon Clay and Ivan, you know.
Yeah. No.
They're really badass characters. Don't get it twisted.
They're good characters, and like, I'm not even. Yeah, I think that Ivan's whole thing can Impel Down, and I actually like the fact that he's one of the revolutionaries. Like, that's cool.
Is he like the number 3?
I think he's like, number 2 or 3, something like that. He's high up there.
Well, Sabo's number 2.
Yeah.
Dragon's number 1, and Ivan is
at the very least.
I think before Sabo came around,
he's a prominent guy. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he's like one of the top guys of the Revolutionary Army.
But yeah, that's one of the.
And I think Bon Clay is still alive. I think he's like kind of like I think he's still like he's like running the prison like in Oz. He's just like, oh, you
Yeah,
bow
yeah.
down to me.
But no, yeah, Sanji. So again,
Interesting little factoid. The
Yeah.
guy who voices Bon Clay and the guy who voices
Ow!
Frankie is the same guy.
Oh, I could definitely tell. They both do that little like ow.
Yeah. Like when they do like that crazy like yell screaming.
Ow. Yeah.
Like, oh man, I love Bon Clay so much. He had one of
so that's the thing about Sanji, just to get back on topic a little bit here, is he's a character who's had some of the highest highs and some of the lowest lows, and so
yeah.
I'm excited to see how he further develops as a character. So yeah, Sanji's grown on me quite a bit. I love the stealth black. I was
about to say he got one of the coolest upgrades.
I love the fact that he kind of
basically becomes a Power Ranger.
As much as he doesn't like, he's kind of ashamed of the fact that he's a 𝐍𝐵𝐻𝑆𝑚OKE.
Yeah.
And so it's one of his big sources of shame. But despite that, he puts that stuff on the bench to use the raid suit that one of his brothers gave him, because he realizes that, like, yes, this is like, I'm not proud to be a 𝐍𝐵𝐻𝑆𝑚OKE, but like if this thing can help me, save my friends, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah. He's willing to swallow his pride to save his friends.
I like. There's a lot of good Sanji stuff. There's some really bad Sanji stuff, but I think if in a wash, there's more good stuff than bad stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, number 2, man. How can you not love Nami, dude? How can you, like, anyone who watches One Piece, like, I think it's kind of a universally agreed upon thing. How can you not?
You're gonna be so disappointed at my list.
How can you not love Nami, man?
I love Nami, but it's the same.
Probably she has one of the best, in my opinion, of all the crew members. One of the most tragic, heartbreaking backstories. Her of the really early One Piece arc, I think that Arlong Park and the entire resolution of Nami's character is probably one of the best beginning stories of the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Arlong Park is the first prominent arc where this, because up until Arlong Park, the crew up until that point was just a bunch of ragtag losers, kind of just a bunch of freaks on a boat.
It's like they're like weird roommates or something like that. But no,
but after
Arlong Park is when.
But after Arlong Park, like, and Luffy gets his first bounty, like, this is their first recognition. Like, this is their first time where the world is like, oh, Monkey D. Luffy might be a problem. And these Straw Hat Pirates might be a problem. There's just so much to love about Nami. I think that in contrast to Luffy, who is this very go with the flow type of guy, Nami is the voice of reason. She's like the mom of the sorry. No. I totally realized I skipped one. Sorry. Before Nami is Nico Robin. I forgot to talk about Nico Robin. But so real quick. I already kind of talked about it earlier with the Luffy segment, but yeah. I think she's a really fascinating character. I like the fact that she's kind of like one of the older members of the crew. A bunch of them are kind of younger, except for like Zoro and a couple. But like, Robin is
Zoro's roughly around the same age.
Okay,
he's like 3 or 4 years older than the rest of the crew.
I like the fact that she can.
But I think Nico Robin was like 28, 29 or something like that when she joined the crew.
Yeah. Again, I already kind of talked about it with the Luffy segment. She probably has one of the more fascinating tragic arcs and backstories. I like the fact that she can read poneglyphs and stuff. I like the fact that
I think she's the only person in the world that could read the poneglyphs.
I feel like Oda has kind of put her on the back end of important stuff to do. Lately, though, in the current manga, though, she is set to fight Black Maria, one of Kaido's enforcers. So looking forward to stuff that she does. But
I know what her first fight in
since Skypiea.
Since has it been Skypiea?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't really tussle that much in his lobby, didn't she?
Well, I mean, she was kidnapped, so
she was kidnapped, but after she was like rescued by Frankie, like I'm sure she like kind of fought a little bit. Well,
she beat the shit out of the guy in the mask.
Oh, Spandam.
Yeah.
She. Oh wait, no. She had a little bit of a tussle in
Fishman Island.
Yeah. But yeah, that was just
what
I like to call the showcase arc, where like pretty much just like they just steamroll through almost everything.
Pretty much the entire purpose of Fishman Island is to be like, look how much stronger the Straw Hats are.
Look how fucking cool we are.
Right.
And like they did. the only person that had to sweat a little bit was Luffy, and then like that was
not even really, dude. The only reason Luffy kind of had a problem fighting the main what is his name? Darby? No. The main villain of Fishman Island, whatever his
Hody
name.
Jones.
Hody Jones, yeah. The only reason he kind of struggled to fight with Hody Jones is because they're underwater, and like that's really about it.
And then they threw that big ass boat at. They threw Noah's Ark at him.
But sorry, just to finish up Nico Robin really quick, I'll get back to Nami. I think that she is really interesting because of her backstory as an assassin. I hope that Oda gives her more stuff to do. Yeah, and she's pretty awesome. Anyway, number 2 is Nami. Yeah. Probably one of the better.
Oh, you're gonna hate my list.
Probably one of the better backstories. I think she's one of the most consistent characters. Like, even if she doesn't have a fight, she always has something to do, or she is given.
She's kind of crowd control almost.
I think that the evolution of her powers with like the weather stuff is really interesting. I think her whole experience on Cake Man Island, where she befriends Zeus, one of Big Mom's like soul weapons. I think that's really funny. I think that's I think some of that stuff is hilarious.
I hope she gets those. I hope she steals all of Big Mom's weapons.
Yeah,
because if she steals that, then she'll be able to go.
I want her to steal Prometheus.
I know, right?
Prometheus, yes.
Prometheus.
But no, sorry, going back to what I was saying a little earlier, where Luffy is kind of this go with the flow, anything goes kind of guy. Nami is the voice of reason. She's the one who will be like, "That's a terrible idea, idiot. We're not doing that." Or like, she'll be like, "Listen, I'm the navigator. This is where we're gonna go. Okay, like, shut up and listen to what I'm saying."
Listen to my reasonable demands.
She's usually the person who reins everybody in. She kind of reels everybody in and is like, "Hey, realistically, this is what we need to do," kind of thing. And yeah, I like her personality. I like the fact that she is obsessed with money, and that's directly tied in with her tragic backstory and how she. Even now, she no longer has to get money for Arlong. She still has this like obsession with money, but now it's for her sake. And so there's a lot of good character evolution stuff
in the crew.
Yeah. And I just like the fact that she's kind of like, how do I say this?
She's kind of like the big, like how Nico Robin is the mom.
Yeah.
Nami is like the big sister.
The older sister. She's able to, when she needs to be, she can be really kind. When she needs to be, she can be really stern. I also like, the weather stuff is really fun. Yeah, and I like the fact that Nami, even though she's like she's part of like the coward trio with Chopper and Usopp.
The coward trio, I forgot about those guys.
I like the fact that
was her name.
Even when she's scared of fighting someone with like superpowers or like a devil fruit or whatever, she's always in the thick of it. She always like will put herself out there and will risk herself to save somebody else or be there for everybody. I don't know. I also think that Oda, more so than any other character in the series, he always pays meticulous detail to what Nami is wearing compared to all the other members of the crew. So like you have all these different designs for Nami where she's wearing like really cool and fashionable clothes, and like I don't know. I just think that she's a rock solid character.
Well, it's like just like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, One Piece has always kind of like had this really interesting relationship with the world of fashion. I remember oh god, what's it called? It was either Z or Strong World.
Yeah.
Where they actually, the clothes that they were wearing was part of like the Armani collection or something. It was like Armani or Gucci or something. So
that's just Gucci.
That's pretty Gucci gang. But yeah, One Piece and fashion have always gone hand in hand, like JoJo and fashion, stuff like that. It's this weird symbiotic relationship where it kind of works, and they have like partnerships.
I mean, especially JoJo. There've been a lot of
JoJo more so, but up until recently with like Strong World and Z and stuff like that, like I forget what it was, but like they were dressed up in like Armani or Gucci or something like that. It was like some high-end clothing brand that they were wearing. It was pretty funny. But I've never seen so much drip come off of all the straw.
Or however that meme goes, where like there's the guy in the coat or whatever.
With the Supreme coat.
Anyway, I don't know. Nami she's just a consistent character also. Like, you know how I'm talking in this list, I'm like, oh, you know, some characters are good before the time skip, some are good after the time skip. I feel like Nami is the most consistently good character throughout the entire series, and so that's why I think she's number 2. And number 1, I mean, I mean, come on.
Our
Come
green-
on. Come on. Come on.
It's our
Roronoa Zoro.
Roronoa Zoro.
How? Listen, I'm extremely biased. I love a good sword fight, especially in anime, especially in movies.
Especially when he gets 3 of them.
I'm very biased in this. I'm not gonna deny it. But goddamn, do I love me some Roronoa Zoro? I love him so much.
Good.
I love him so much, dude.
It's kind of the rule of One Piece where like Zoro has to like there's three different people that have to fight like the main bad of each arc. There's always like the main villain, his second in command, his third command, and it always has gone from like, you know, Luffy Zoro, and
Luffy is always going to fight
the big bad.
He's always going to fight your Arlongs. He's going to fight your Crocodile. He's going to fight your Don Flamingo. He's going to fight your Gecko Moria, right? And Zoro is always the guy that's like, I'm going to take out either
the second in command,
the number 2, or the swordsman of the group. And what I like about, I guess, before I keep gushing and just saying he's great, let me explain why. Although he's so great, you guys.
Why you gush about that? There's something I have to go take care of for like 2 seconds, okay. So just bear with me.
But yeah, I guess one of the reasons that I think Zoro is great is because he and Luffy have this really unique captain-vice captain relationship where it's just kind of a rule of thumb, even though Zoro is kind of this guy who his goal is to be the greatest swordsman in the world, and he's going to do that no matter what. Despite that, he is willing to put his dreams and his goals on the line on a regular basis to basically make sure that Luffy and his authority as captain is taken seriously. So, for example, during the whole Water 7 arc, where Usopp is bad-mouthing Luffy and talking about, oh, we have to get rid of or we have to save the Going Merry. I don't care that it's breaking down. And Luffy makes the executive decision as captain, like, hey, we have to leave the Merry behind. And so Zoro, when this conversation comes up and there's like a divide in the crew, Zoro immediately backs Luffy's play and says, no, we are going to, like, guys, we have to stick with our captain. So I'm sorry, Usopp, but I'm not gonna side with you. I'm throwing my weight behind Luffy. And so after Zoro kind of throws his weight behind Luffy, the rest of the crew, in a matter of seconds, they kind of fall in line. So despite the fact that Luffy is kind of this like free-spirited kind of, you know, anything goes, do whatever you want kind of guy, Zoro is kind of there in the background, making sure that this train is going to keep on rolling regardless of what happens. So I like, Luffy and Zoro's relationship is very fascinating like that, where realistically they're kind of both just meatheads and they don't really have much in common, but they have this really good relationship and understanding of, you know, captain and kind of vice captain, or captain and like first mate. It's weird because most people will say, oh, well, Zoro never officially said that he was the first mate, and there's no official piece of One Piece media that says like, oh yeah, Zoro is the first mate of the Straw Hat Crew, yada yada yada. Yeah, it might not be official, but I think it is one of those deals where it's sort of just an unspoken rule that Zoro is the first mate of the crew, even though there's no official piece of One Piece media that like says, and I don't think at any point Luffy ever says
I think with the Viz translation they did like say that he is the first mate, or he takes on like the first mate responsibilities of the crew.
But what I was saying while you were gone was how Zoro, even though he's not really officially like the first mate or the vice captain or whatever, he kind of will always back Luffy's play. So I was talking about during Water 7 when they're deciding whether or not to leave the Going Merry, Luffy says, hey, we're leaving the Going Merry, and Usopp says, no, we can't do that. Zoro immediately backs Luffy's play and says like, hey, he's the captain, so like you all better fall in line. And so the rest of the crew immediately besides Usopp, falls in line with Zoro, because even though the structure of the crew is very fast and loose, like once Zoro says something, even Sanji, who like hates Zoro's guts most of the time, is like, okay, all right, man, all right, we'll do this.
It's a weird like begrudging respect almost, but yeah, like they butt heads like brothers, like brothers that are like similar in age or like twin brothers.
And I also like the fact that he's just like insane in terms of his strength.
Zoro,
Zoro.
Really. Yeah, he trains harder than any of the crew.
He is comically strong, and I like characters like that. Dimitri from Three Houses is a similar character where like his strength is like, canonically speaking, Dimitri is so strong that like even he doesn't realize how strong he is.
He's got that Lenny strength.
Yeah. And I don't know, listen, I'm a sucker for sword fights. I love the fact that his goal is to be the #1 swordsman. I like the fact that he fights Mihawk like way at the beginning of the series and gets his ass kicked, and he
just gets slaughtered by Mihawk.
Well, I appreciate that, because it's like, this is how far like it was this moment for Zoro where
he doesn't even fight him with like his normal sword. He just fights him with like his butter knife.
He humiliates him, right? And so for Zoro, it's this moment where it's like, this is like, I'm nowhere near, like I'm so low on the totem pole of swordsmen. And that's what I have to aspire to, is like that. And I don't know. I just, and listen, I a lot of the crew have like cliches and gimmicks that I don't like. Zoro getting lost with his terrible sense of direction will never not be the funniest thing. It will never
not get old.
Will never cease to make me laugh every time I see it. It's so dumb.
Because here's the thing with everybody else's like weird little quirks, like they milk it for all it's worth.
Right.
But for Zoro, they pull it out when it's like absolutely necessary. Sometimes he'll even still get lost with the members of the crew there. Yeah, he'll like look away for like 2 seconds. It's like, where the fuck did you guys go?
There's that moment in Inez lobby where I think it's like Sanji and Usopp are like on the first floor, and Zoro's like running around. He's like, guys, I'm trying to find the top floor. It's like, you have to be up here, idiot.
I know, right? And so I see is not gotten lost in the latest chapters going in that huge castle.
Right? Luffy, somehow I got here before you. It's a miracle. It's a miracle, I know.
It's a miracle, I guess. No.
That was my list. Anyway, why don't you start off your list? I'm going to go do something real quick. But yeah, start off your list.
Well, do you just want to take a break for like 5 minutes? We're at the halfway mark anyway.
Yeah, let me find some music and we can do a 5-minute break. Hang on a second.
All right.
Let me just find some music.
Hank.
I would put on One Piece music, but I'm sure Toei would come in.
Oh, no, Toei would take that down so quick. Hang on, look up public domain sea shanties.
Yeah, public domain sea shanty. Public domain sea shanties. Okay.
I don't know.
Here we go. Here.
Oh, they have it.
Here you go. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Oh, we'd be all right if the wind was in our sails. We'd be all right if the wind was in our sails. We'd be all right if the wind was in our sails. And we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind. Oh, it'd be all right if we make it around the horn. Oh, it'd be all right if we make it around the horn. Oh, it'd be all right if we make it around the horn, and we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along, and we'll all hang on behind. Well, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, a night on the town wouldn't do us any harm, and we'll all hang on behind, and we'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll festival wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, another festival wouldn't do us any harm. Oh, another festival wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old. We'll roll the old. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind. And we'll roll the old. We'll roll the old chariot along. We'll roll the old chariot along. And we'll all hang on behind.
Safe and sound at home again, let the waters roar, Jack. Safe and sound at home again, let the waters roar, Jack. Long we've tossed on the rolling main, now we're safe ashore, Jack. Don't forget your old shipmate, folly, rolly, 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 ride-o. Since we sailed from Plymouth Sound, 4 years gone or nigh, Jack, was there ever chummies now, such as you and I, Jack? Long we've tossed on the rolling main, now we're safe ashore, Jack. Don't forget your old shipmate, folly, rolly, rolly, rolly.
Man, those sea shanties are good as hell.
I know.
I was sort of hang on a second, let me just
There once was a pirate that we'll see. The name of the pirate was Monkey D.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I love that. There we go.
He went to sail on the Going Merry, and there he goes again.
Man, you're good at this.
Here we go with the robots, and
You're gonna ruin
he goes-
Don't pound on the desk. You're gonna ruin the recording.
I know. I'm just gonna blow everybody's eardrums.
You're lucky I have 2 pop filters on this bad boy. One Piece.
One Piece.
Just say all the P. Just say P words. Hello, I'm preoccupied to meet you. My name is Patrick. I'm very percacious.
One Piece was animated by Period Animation.
I don't think that's true.
It's not true.
I don't think that's true at all.
No,
Anyway,
no, it's
we're
not
back.
true at all.
Today,
We're
yeah,
back. We're
now,
refreshed.
now we're talking. Now you are gonna tell you're gonna do your countdown of all your straw hat opinions.
My straw hat opinion. My straw man hat
Your straw.
argument.
Oh my god, your straw. Yours. Oh, we should have called this segment the straw man argument.
The straw man argument.
Missed opportunities.
Missed opportunity.
Anyway.
All right. So I'm gonna go from reverse.
Yeah,
You're gonna hate me, but I'm just going with characters that. So
you're doing your least favorite to favorite or favorite to least favorite?
My least favorite to favorite.
Okay, got it.
All right. So Unfortunately, at the bottom of my list,
Oh no.
they I love it. I do like. Here's the thing. I love all these characters. I really do.
Right.
But it's like picking your favorite kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost. It's really hard to do. Unfortunately, in my mind, she has not had anything super useful to do
No.
since the time skip. And I feel like her best moments have been like pre-time skip. And unfortunately, that is Nami. Nami is my least favorite.
You're insane.
I am insane.
I love you.
How
I love you and respect you. You're insane.
I'm sorry. This is just how I feel.
Okay.
Nami's best years are been behind her. She's yesterday's news.
Oh my god. Okay. In all seriousness, reasons.
Reasons. It's one of those things where like I feel like she put her absolute best foot forward when she was introduced in the show proper with Arlong and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do love it. Like, here's the thing. I love all these characters to death. I really do. But it's just one of those things where, like, I feel like she hasn't had anything that's super plot critical happen to her in years.
Okay.
Like,
I just
it's one of those things. It's one of those things where, like, Oda, and this is not on the fault of Nami. I feel like this is on the fault of Oda, where she doesn't really know what to do with Nami.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where, like, she just kind of gives her like a bunch of no-name schmucks to throw at her, and then she just zaps them. Boring. And like, yeah, she's very critical to the crew. She really is. Like, you can't go. Like, I'm not knocking her abilities as like a navigator. I do miss her when she was a thief. Like, I wish they would like play. I know they're kind of doing more. Like, she's kind of doing this espionage stuff with training as a women ninja.
She's like a ninja. And she can do the ninjutsu stuff with the lightning. That's
fun. Yeah, that's cool. But then again, like
I think you're right though. Right. I do miss the cat burglar stuff. I think ever since Skypiea in Water 7, they kind of have dropped that as one of her character attributes.
Yeah.
So I like the fact she's like obsessed with money. I think and like how she's this really rational, smart person, and then when somebody shoves like a sack of diamonds in her face, she's just like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, or it's like
I miss stuff like that.
Usually Luffy is the one who would say like, oh, there could be some cool treasure in there if she doesn't want to go, and that will flip her switch to go. But yeah, I hope that Oda gives her a lot. Because I feel like she's going to become much more important when we start getting. Because I think we're near the end of the Grand Line. We got to be. Because we have to go to Elbaf. We got to deal with Shanks and stuff like that. We got to deal with Teach and all that stuff.
Right.
But it's going to be one of those things where, like, I feel like she's going to be super important later on in the show or the manga. Because we didn't know that Laugh Tale even existed.
Right.
Because everybody thought for years and years and years and years that the last line in the Grand Line was Lodestar Island, but that wasn't the case. So I feel like she is going to be very critical in finding Laugh Tale and actually getting to Laugh Tale.
Yeah, she's going to have to use the log. She's probably going to have to find like one of those unique log poses and navigate with it.
Yeah. It's like, it's going to be one of those things where like, I just wish Oda would give her more to do instead of just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I
feel like her presence on Whole Cake Island was like really important. I feel like that arc is way different if she's not there.
No, that's true. But it's just one of those things where, like, I just wish Oda would give her a lot more to do than like.
Oh, here's a couple goons.
Here's a couple goons to throw at you. Just zap them with your lightning, because that seems like it's how it's been for like the past like 9 years.
Okay. You know what I miss about Nami? And like, so you remember when she first got the weather powers, like she got the Cleam attack or whatever? You remember in that fight with, I'm talking about Enna's lobby a lot this video. By the way,
Khalifa?
So she fights
that was a great
she fights Khalifa in Enna's lobby. I'm talking about Enna's lobby a lot, but it's a good arc of the show.
It's one of my favorites.
But anyway, so originally she has all these like bubble related powers where she can like create illusions and she can do create like thunderstorms and she can like make rain happen. I wish she would do more of that stuff where she could like like she can make illusions, she can like do bubble stuff and like because
it's like, and then she went to go see those wizards on that bubble island thing. But yeah, like
you are right, because
I,
like a lot of the time it's just like, oh, here's my thing, I'm gonna zap you. You are right in that aspect.
Yeah, I'm just gonna zap you with lightning. That's it. Like when I thought that she was actually gonna steal, or when she did steal Big Mom's soul weapon, I was like, okay, cool.
This is a great moment.
Now Nami's at a level to where like now she can actually like Oda can actually like do stuff with her and stuff like that.
And so
and then Big Mom came and stole it back. I hope that
I think after the fight.
After the fight, I think Nami's gonna get both Prometheus and Zeus.
Yeah, if Oda's smart, that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna give Nami a lot of stuff to do near the end when they actually do have to start looking for Laugh Tale. It's like, okay, where the hell are we supposed to go? So that's my take on Nami.
Okay, fair enough.
My least favorite is Tony Chopper.
Yeah, man, he's kind of low on my list too. I get it.
Yeah, although like he did
redeem himself in the current manga,
the latest chapter, he did like redeem himself, and that because Chopper was at the bottom of my list.
Oh, okay.
For years and years and years, and then the latest chapter happened. I was like, okay, he's getting a bump up.
Right.
For me, because he did come in clutch. He did come in and save the day.
I hope that he actually fights Queen. That would be fun. We haven't had a proper Chopper fight in a long time.
I know he hasn't used his monster form in like almost 9 years.
Yeah,
when I saw him, like he swiped Queen and drew blood, and I was just like, oh shit. Chopper's fucking pissed.
Speaking of Queen,
Chopper would be pretty busted if he had hockey.
Yeah. Speaking of Queen, the other day Funimation released a clip from the newest One Piece anime, and it's the fight between Queen and Big Mom where he does the Bronchosaurus bomber.
Oh, when he does the Bronchosaurus
bomber. That's probably in post time skip One Piece. The Bronco Bomber is one of the funniest and best moments because it's one of those moments where you realize, like, okay, let me just wrap my head around this. So we're in this land of samurais, and this guy who can transform into a brontosaurus is dive bombing this giant woman with the. It's just so silly. That is one of One Piece.
It's really fun. It's really funny because it's really kind of hard to explain why One Piece is so good.
Yeah.
But then you just have to try to like, oh, a rubber man is fighting a Sandman.
Yeah.
Or it's like you're fighting a guy, or you're fighting a rubber man that's like fighting like a guy that could turn his body into mochi, or
it's
hard another guy that can control strings, and like it sounds silly, but that's what makes it so good.
Right. The creative ways in which these devil fruits, which you wouldn't think would be useful at all, are in fact like super deadly.
Yeah, they're really deadly. But Chopper was on my bottom list for like years and years and years, and then the latest chapter happened. I was like, okay, you're not the worst member of the crew.
As the theme song says, Chopper did his doctoring.
He did do his doctoring. But it's another one of those things where like Chopper hasn't really had that much to do either in the latest couple of arcs and stuff like that. I know they were separated for like a very long time. Like he went to Wano while they were rescuing Sanji. They went to
𝐍, and he basically saved the day there. I think that's cool, but yeah. I wish Chopper had a few more character moments.
Yeah.
Like he's just the cute doctor.
Yeah, he is the cute doctor. And it's one of those things where like my list is because like it's more of like a thing where Oda just hasn't done much with the people at the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Like it's almost not fair because I love all these characters, I really do, but it's like Oda. I know Luffy. That's the problem with like big shonen casts.
Yeah,
and stuff
so
like
you
that.
have to. It's hard to balance like who gets the focus, right? Because it's a weird thing because fans want one thing and say another thing. They want more characters to join the crew, but then they also want each member of the crew to get more screen time. So back
in the day, before the time skip happened, like. Usually an arc was dedicated to one of the members of the Straw Hats.
Right.
Like you had the Arlong with Nami, and then you had Drum Island with Chopper, and then you had
Water 7
with Robin and Frankie to an extent. Like, or actually, Water 7's more for Frankie.
I mean,
even Robbie's more.
Yeah,
it's split.
Yeah. It's for both of them. I think your point is valid.
Yeah. but yeah. What to say about our boy Chopperino?
I just he's fine. That's my thing. Yeah, that's my thing with Chopper. I'm like, I like him. He's fine.
Yeah, he's not as annoying as a lot of other like cute mascot characters in Shonen.
I do miss his old like catchphrase thing where somebody would compliment him and he'd be all bashful about it.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah, he hasn't done that for a while.
Yeah, so he would do this thing where
he did that in Fishman Island.
Yeah. Where like
when they were like talking about his monster form or something.
Somebody will say like, "Wow, you're like a really skilled."
Oh, you piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that is fun. Yeah, Chopper just hasn't had a lot to do outside of like Chopper heal that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. The next one on my least favorite is Brook.
Oh yeah.
Because it's another thing where like, you know, Thriller Bark was like his whole arc and stuff like that. And he has come in clutch the past couple of arcs with like stealing the road poneglyph and tricking Big Mom. And he's a pretty good, and like, I like his thing. Like, I love his shtick, like his like ice, like soul, fencing style and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Especially since you already had a sword character in the Straw Hats. So Oda basically had to find a way to make sure that Zoro and Brook fight in two very distinct ways. Two
separate.
Yeah.
I would love to see a friendly sparring match between Zoro and Brook.
It wouldn't be much of a contest.
Fight. No, I think Zoro, which is body.
In Thriller Bark, we saw firsthand that Zoro beat a guy that Brook could not.
Oh yeah, was it Ryuma?
Yeah, so you might remember that
it was the zombie guy from Wano, right?
Yeah. But I thought it was weird because like I thought it was like he's related to Brook in some way. Like Brook like has his shadow or something. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
So like Gecko Moria like pulled out Brook's shadow and I think gave it to this samurai guy. I think it's been Thriller Bark was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago. But yeah, that's why Wano was so good now, because now everybody's getting the spotlight. Like they're giving
little
stuff
moments
for Nami to do. They're giving stuff for Chopper and Robin and all this other stuff. So yeah, who knows? Maybe after this arc is over, I'll have to redo my whole list.
Right.
Of, like,
I'm sure that
giving the characters stuff to do.
Right.
All right. Next on my list is Usopp.
Yeah.
But yeah, Usopp definitely had like, it's really funny because a lot of these people at the bottom of the list have like my favorite moments associated.
Jaw Rando guy in the chat says Usopp supremacy. God King Usopp.
God King Usopp. but yeah, like he's a little bit higher on my list because he's actually like coming into his own and we're starting to see like the potential in him starting to get unlocked, like with his observation hockey and all that stuff. And I do miss the dials. The dials were like one of my favorites. I miss
the dials so much. After like they kind of used the dials during Water 7 and Nena's Lobby, and then after the time skip, we just don't hear about the dials anymore.
Yeah, I think he put it into his sling or something.
Yeah, but... like he used to do I thought that one of Usopp's main weapons from now on would be the impact dial. Like, yeah, because like that was when he fought Luffy. That was the only way that he could like fight him. Was like I have this I have this I am rubber, you are glue type thing.
Yeah, and I'll impact on you. Yeah. Or it's like, oh god, what if he had like the reject dial?
Yeah.
Although the reject dial was like very, very rare. Yeah. Like I think there was only like maybe a couple in existence. But yeah, I do miss the dials. I do like the whole like plant aspect of it. And, like he is not like a frontline fighter at all, but he's almost like I
miss the lying stuff. He doesn't do the coward lying thing much anymore.
No. Well, he's not even really much of a coward anymore. He's just kind of grew into his own confidence a little bit.
I think, in my opinion, the last really good Usopp moment was on Thriller Bark, where he fights that Pekora girl or whatever her name is, where he pretends to have
girl? The hammer.
Yes. Oh God.
It was like the 5-ton hammer or something.
The ghost girl. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but like
the one that hangs out with Mihawk. Right?
Yeah, that girl. Back when she Perona. Thank you, Jaw Random guy. Perona. Thank you.
Thank you, Jaw Random.
Yeah, the where he pretends to have like the 5-ton hammer and he scares her so much that she passes out. Like that's classic Usopp stuff.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that kind
Usopp
of
in D&D would just have his charisma just maxed out to 20, and he's just able to deceive everybody
like
that he
stuff
comes in.
like that where Usopp is able to creatively beat opponents who are way stronger than he is. Like that is choice Usopp stuff.
You know, it's like the Dark Knight Rises. Theatricality, deception, powerful agents to the uninitiated.
And I like the fact that he on Dressrosa that he is the guy who basically saves like everybody in Dressrosa.
Yeah. Well, it's like he knocked out what was her name? Sugar.
Yeah, the Sugar.
It was like
the little the
Sugar.
girl who can turn people into toys.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, when I saw his bounty afterwards and stuff like that, after that, it was just like, what?
I miss 𝐏𝐤𝐞𝐞. I'm not gonna lie.
I do miss 𝐏𝐤𝐞𝐞.
I wish he would put the mask back on when he fights people. And
just one more time.
So okay. By the way, I want your take on this. Okay, so you know in Water 7 and in his lobby how Usopp and Luffy are like
they're on the outs.
They're on the outs, and so he puts his stuff. He kind of puts his baggage aside to help the crew rescue Robin, but he wears the mask of 𝐏𝐤𝐞𝐞, and so Luffy thinks that this is a different person. So, honest question: do you honestly believe that Luffy is that dumb and believes that 𝐏𝐤𝐞𝐞 and Usopp are two different people, or do you think that he has to convince himself that 𝐏𝐤𝐞𝐞 is a different person just so that they can work together this one last time?
I think Luffy was. Yeah, no, I think it was the latter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Luffy is not that stupid. He's impulsive.
Luffy is silly and for sure, but he's not that dumb.
No, he's not like Goku levels of like just silly.
I have seen so many people argue that like, yeah, Luffy's just really dumb. It's like, no, he's not. Like, come
no, he's
on.
not.
Like, he's like, is he impulsive? Sure. Does he like goofy stuff? Sure. But like, he's not that dumb.
Well, it's like you really have to figure it out because like he was just a kid,
right?
Like I think he's only like 19 or 20,
right?
Like when the show, like with the manga is now, but I think he was like 15 or 16 when the manga was actually starting when he pops out of the barrel.
Yeah,
he's still a kid.
But I'm definitely in the camp that Luffy knew that 𝐏𝐤𝐞𝐞 was Usopp, but he just kind of like
I think
he for the sake of the mission, he just kind of convinced himself
he had to
that
lie to himself because like he really needed all that help with Enies Lobby.
And I think I think both he and Luffy realized like, hey, you know what? We can argue later. A member of our crew is in trouble. Let's go deal with that.
And he forgave Usopp the second that he wanted to come back. He's just like, oh, come here, you dumbass.
Right. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to get hung up on Usopp because Usopp is a really frustrating character in the time skip because he does have good moments, but like I feel like lately he's been on the decline.
Yeah, he hasn't had much to do in Wano all that much. Like, I don't even know where he is in the fight.
I want him to do some I want him to do some lying stuff. I want him to like lie his way out of like
lie his way out, deceive his way out of a situation. It's been a while.
I hope he fights somebody in a way that's like fun and creative and where he can be a coward and do his creative stuff.
Well, he's a sniper. He's supposed to be like back.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
I hope he has a good fight in Wano because Nico Robin's getting a fight. Chopper has something to do. Nami's doing some cool stuff with the ninjas. Excuse me.
Oh God! All right, Rick. Morty. One Piece is
the One Piece is alive. The One Piece is alive, Morty.
Morty.
It's the friends you made along the way.
One Piece is
some Hallmark bullshit, Morty.
It's some Shonen Jump trash, Morty. You gotta watch real anime, like 1 ounce, Morty.
You gotta watch Berserk, Morty.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, Rick, I can't believe you're a gatekeeping asshole about this. Wow, Rick.
Oh God.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right. Who else is? All right. Okay, so autocorrect totally fucked up what I wrote down. So instead of Frankie is up, it says frankly.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Frankly. Oh God damn it! Now I'm doing it. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. Hang on, I gotta fix this.
Wanted, dead or alive, Cyborg Frankly. Cyborg Frankly.
Cyborg Frankenfurter. Anyway. Yeah, I do love Frankie. I just love builder characters in Shonen, and he's also had some really good fights too. And like basically just ascended the Straw Hats into something a lot more dangerous with all of his inventions and stuff like that, especially with like the Thousand Sunny and the Shark Submarine and the little mini Mary that he has and stuff like that. Even the Shogun.
He creates
Frankie,
little like I think when they go to Punk Hazard, he creates like little like little like jet skis for them or whatever, like little snow jet skis or whatever those are called, snow vehicles. What are things? I don't know.
What are things? Yeah. How do things?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, but yeah, I like him because he is pretty much like the crazy like dad uncle who like builds stuff in his workshop all the time.
Come on, I'm gonna show you how to use the planer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're screwing around too much. But yeah, he is basically the older dad of the group and stuff like that. He is, but actually, no, he's not really the dad. He's just kind of like the crazy fun uncle. He's just like, hey, I'm going to go build this hot rod in this car or in this garage and stuff like that. And also, I just love the theatricality of it.
He's a very theatrical. A lot of Frankie is based in really good physical comedy.
Yeah. And plus, like, he's had some of the funniest moments in the entire show, like the combining joke at Thriller Bar.
I knew you were gonna mention the combining bit. It's so
good.
It's one of the best Frankie and Nico Robin moments in the entire series.
It's one of the funniest moments of that whole show.
That would be an insult to my humanity. Nico Robin is so dry. I love it, man.
I love her. Yas, queen. All right, so the next person on my list is Jinbei.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm surprised Jinbei's so high for you.
He does, because he is like the Mr. Miyagi of the Straw Hat crew stuff like that. No, he is, because not only is he super strong, he's super relevant to the plot. He has connections with multiple characters. He has a connection with Ace. He has a connection with Nami. Like, he's kind of like this weird spider web. And he was willing to go through it. He's like one of the definitions of ride or die for Luffy, because he was there for him in Impel Down, the Paramount War. He was there for Luffy after.
It takes a lot of balls for anyone, even a Shibakai, to go up to Big Mom and be like, "Yeah, I'm leaving you for Monkey D. Luffy." You jerk.
You jerk.
Like he goes up to her face and is like, "Yeah, screw you, Big Mom."
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, the balls on this guy.
I know. Do fishermen have balls?
Maybe they lay eggs. I don't know.
And they just crop dust afterward.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like that one. It's like that one bit of Futurama.
One episode of Futurama. Yeah, that's what I was going.
He's like, Fry goes to the bedroom with the mermaid. It's like, well, what are we supposed to do? And she's like, oh, well, like I'm gonna lay my eggs and then I'm gonna walk out and you can fertilize them afterwards. And he's running back after the Planet Express ship.
And then he gets back and it's like, oh, it just didn't work out. And then Leela just goes over to Kimmy. It's just like troubles in the bedroom.
Yeah. Yep. Oh my god. Futurama is so good. Maybe one day. Once we'll do
like a Matt Groening episode or something.
Honestly, I'd rather do a whole Futurama episode rather than like Matt
a Futurama
Groening.
Episode would be fantastic.
I mean, I could talk a little bit about Disenchanted, but it's been so long since I've seen like prime Simpsons stuff that I'm a little rusty on it.
Yeah, well, it's on Disney Plus, so we'll just go through the best of the best.
Right.
But yeah.
We'll watch all 48 seasons.
Yeah, it's like not only do I like him because Jinbei's just cool.
Yeah.
But Jinbei is also like Luffy's confidant in a weird way, and they kind of have like this. They actually have like a blood bond too. Like I wouldn't say he kind of became a replacement for Ace, but he kind of did.
He became his rock.
He became his like,
because after Marineford,
he was there for
Jinbei is there when Luffy is at his absolute rock bottom.
Absolute worst, yeah, and he pulls him out of the darkness.
Right, and not only that, like most people are not brave enough to stand up to Luffy even when he's upset. And so he like punches him and is like, "Hey, you gotta get your crap together, dude."
Yeah.
And he kind of gives him the hard truths, and that is kind of important.
I always like, I don't know, I always have a soft spot for like mentor type characters that aren't coddling to their
Their student.
students or
Yeah.
their student, yeah, they will tell them exactly what they need to hear when they need to hear it.
The best example of this is in Yu Yu Hakusho with Genkai and
Genkai, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's a lot more kinder than Genkai.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But,
Genkai is kind of a bitch, but it's okay.
But I love that, though. I love that in the character. I love when characters just tell the main characters, "You're stupid."
Yeah.
You're stupid. Get over yourself. But yeah, Jinbei ranks pretty high for me because, like, you know, he's a former Shibakai. He's had some great fights. I was so happy when he became a member of the Straw Hats. It was like, finally, it was like.
Have you seen those pictures that are been floating around recently where Oda showed, like, way back before the first volume of One Piece was ever printed? There was this rough sketch of Oda was creating character designs for the main crew, and so he had this concept art of, like, he basically said, I wanted 10 members of the crew, and so in the picture you can very clearly see that one of the people in the crew is a fishman. So since the very beginning of One Piece's conception, Oda has always wanted for there to be a fishman on the crew.
Yeah, and he got one. I think there's one more slot left for a Straw Hat.
Yamato, come on down.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's go, Yamato. Let's go.
Although, okay, if you ask me though, what I think is gonna happen in Wano is that I think that unfortunately Yamato will not be the 10th member of the crew. I think what's gonna happen is that everyone in Wano is going to see Yamato as, like, the new Odin, and so he has to stay behind and, like, carry on his legacy.
I think the exact opposite.
I think he's going to act as Momonosuke's guardian and be like, I will defend the new royal family of Wano. But that's just me, though.
I think Yamato is gonna take the Odin persona to the absolute 100% and actually, like, I'm gonna follow in exactly Odin's footsteps, and I'm gonna go
explore the world. Sure,
explore the world. Yeah.
I can get that. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I think Yamato could possibly be.
I would love it. Like, believe me, I think that would be awesome. Especially since it'd be really interesting to have a character. So, like, okay, the whole Yamato situation, it's confusing to me because so Yamato identifies as a male, but like I don't know if he specifically is like, I am Odin, and I don't know if that means that they think that they are male, or if he just wants to be Odin, because other characters also call him a he. So I'm not so at the very least, I think it'd be really interesting to have a main character.
Is that called?
His
like
Kaido calls him a boy, like my son. Like he calls him my son. So
my idiot son.
Yeah. So I think at the very least it'd be really interesting to have a character with like
a gender fluid
character, like a gender fluid character that people have to kind of like acknowledge and be like, oh wait, this is like a main character in a shonen manga. That'd be really cool. This isn't something like Yuri on Ice, which is like kind of a niche thing that only certain people want to watch. Like, this is like in your face in a shonen series. Like, here you go.
Mm-hmm. Who'd have thought that Kaido was PC? Never would have thought that.
I know, right? He's a terrible warlord of the sea and a Shibakai, and he's one of the worst people on the planet, but he respects his son.
Yeah. My idiot son.
I'm going to enslave the entire Grand Line, but I respect my son's decision.
Yeah. I love my dead gay son. That's one of my favorite lines from a movie ever.
Heathers is one of the greatest films of all.
Heather. Oh my god.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
It's also one of the greatest out of context movie quotes of all time.
I'm sorry. I totally derailed you. Please continue. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I've said my one piece on Jinbei.
Yeah.
So my next one is Nico Robin.
Right on.
Yeah, because it's Nico Robin.
Femme fatale assassin.
She's Femme fatale assassin, mom of the group, archaeologist extraordinaire. She's almost like the female Indiana Jones in a weird way.
Yeah, I can see that. Sure.
Yeah. Assassin, Femme fatale, really dry sense of humor. which which I really
her dry, dark sense of humor is some of the best stuff.
yeah
She's gotten a lot of like one-line zingers in the time skip.
yeah. Well, it's like you don't expect it coming from this character, but like she's
Right.
really funny.
It's really there are moments where she likes, like, you wouldn't expect her to like and enjoy cute things, but she's like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like she's a three-dimensional character. She
Right.
also has arguably the most tragic backstory out of any of
Yeah.
the strong.
Her backstory is very messed up.
Yeah, it's like I would argue that she has gone through the worst out of every single one of the main characters.
I don't know
And I'm
about-
including Luke.
I don't know about that. I think that Nami's backstory and her backstory are very comparable. But yeah, I can see.
They're pretty comparable, but like
Yeah.
But I think it's just a slight edge because
Right. Like
the Buster Call was
world,
initiated.
the authority of the world wants to commit genocide on your people.
Yeah. And she had one of the highest bounties that we saw as a kid.
Like I think
Like,
I think as a kid her bounty was like 79 million or something.
It was like 79, 80 million barely as a kid.
Yeah, as a
And that
child.
was before,
Yeah.
and that was before she like came up with
Her double fruit and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah. And arguably she is like one of the most creative devil fruit users out there because she can like do like shadow clones and like arms and stuff.
That's kind of one of my only one of my only complaints about Nico Robin is that like I feel that Oda plays very fast and loose with her double fruit powers. It's like, okay,
Yeah, is it like arm?
What can't you do with this double fruit? You know what I'm saying? Like
But then again, we're arguing the semantics of like magical fruits that can't make you swim.
I get that, but like, so originally her powers are like she can spawn arms on things, but it's like, okay, then she can make so many arms that she makes a pair of wings, and then she can make big arms out of the smaller arms, and like, and I understand that like the characters with devil fruit powers like evolve their powers over time.
Well, it's like I like to think that she actually just awakened her devil fruit, and that's why she's able to do all this crazy crap. Because like that's the weird thing, and they kind of hint at this. Like, and only a few characters have actually done it. There was like the guards that impale down.
Right.
There was Don Flamingo.
I think.
And then I think they hinted that Kaido actually awakened his devil fruit, and that's why he's like.
Oh God. I think. Oh God. Don Flamingo. I'm pretty sure he also has an awakened double.
Yeah,
fruit.
Don Flamingo absolutely awakened his devil fruit.
And then also the other guy, the straw guy.
That's not Hawkins.
The guy from the worst generation. That guy. I think it is Basil Hawkins. He's
yeah, it is Basil Hawkins.
Yeah, it is Basil Hawkins. He does the fortune reading stuff. I think his devil fruit is awakened also because he's able to take his like fairly weak paramecia fruit and turn it into like witchcraft.
Well, it's just like it's kind of that's the weird thing with One Piece. Logi, like for those who don't know, there are like when there's three different types of four really. There's three different types of devil fruit. There's paramecia, there's Zoan, and then there's Logia. And there's like different subsets of each.
And then for the Logia you get like the ancient
One Piece, like before the time skip, Logias were essentially untouchable demigods.
They were the top tier devil fruit users.
Yeah, and then it's really weird because after the time skip, it kind of crossed where paramecias seem to be like
just a little bit more powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you have stuff like Whitebeard and Law and Don Flamingo.
Well, also, what I like about devil fruits as a power system is that every single devil fruit, like the potential of the devil fruit is based on the person who eats it. So for example, there are characters in like Arabasta who have like these ridiculously powerful devil fruits. Like you have Mr. 3, the guy who can like make any part of his body into a bomb. So you have this guy who can basically create bombs at will. And what does he do? He picks his nose and throws the boogers at. Like you can do so many cool things with that ability. It's
like
wasted.
You're basically like Yoshikage Kira from JoJo Part 4.
Right. Or you're like Karasu from Yu Yu. I'm talking about Yu Yu Hakusho a lot today. You're like Karasu from Yu Yu Hakusho, like the guy who can make demon bombs out of demons and stuff. But yeah, so you have these people with these amazing powers, and then they're eaten by these like idiots, right?
Yeah.
And then you have people who are like geniuses who like like, okay, imagine if you're a normal guy and you eat the mochi fruit. Like, oh, look, I can turn my body into mochi. But no, but Kirakaki, what is his name? Kirakaki?
Katakuri.
Kanakuri.
Katakuri.
Kanakuri, who's like the second in command of the Big Mom Pirates, is like unstoppable.
Yeah.
So it really depends. So it's not even just the devil fruit
it's like,
itself.
I think it's like base stats, and then you just add the devil fruit on top of it too.
Right. So like if you have
because I'm sure if you gave it to that the Goma no Mi to anybody but Luffy, it would just be like a wash.
Right. If you gave it to some random person, it would just be like, oh, I'm rubber. Yeah, exactly. I think the creativity and the strength of the individual blossoms how strong the actual ability, and I think that's really cool. I think that's a lot cooler than like, oh yeah, I can shoot laser beams.
Yeah, woo.
But so I find a lot of the time, but you have these Logia users, and they rest on their laurels to such an. So you have people like Smoker, who I think relies way too much on his devil fruit compared to a lot of people. So Smoker, he's like, I'm a Logia guy, so I'm just invincible. But when he fights, but when he fights people with Haki, he constantly gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, like Virgo would have killed him if Law wasn't there.
Yeah.
And like you kind of see him do more hockey stuff like later on in the.
And you have a guy.
Like you see. I know if it's not canon or not, but that new One Piece movie.
Oh
that,
yeah.
You know, but yeah, like Smoker was like literally untouchable at the beginning of the show, and then like he's just like Luffy versus Smoker now. That like there's no contest. Like Luffy would just body him every single time.
Even a guy. So you have characters like Crocodile and like Enel from Skypiea, where they are Logia users, and like they exist in the first part of the Grand Line, and they think that they are so invincible that like, I'm a Logia user, nobody can beat me. So Luffy comes around and is like, hey, once I kind of get around your whole Logia shtick, you're not that hard to beat.
Yeah. But it's funny now, like watching all those previous fights and then watching it now and just seeing how monstrously strong that everybody has gotten.
Yeah. So
like Luffy would just probably kill every single one of his previous guys
in the new world.
Previous opponent.
Yeah, in the new world, somebody like Crocodile, who used to be like one of the strongest people in the One Piece world, now somebody like Crocodile is only he's only kind of on the level compared to some other he's still a badass, don't get me wrong, but like he's only kind of just on the level.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like you really need hockey as a prerequisite to go into the new world.
Right.
Like it just has to happen because otherwise you're just going to get stomped.
We can talk about this later. We should have a conversation about hockey, whether or not you like it in the series or not.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, let's finish your list.
But yeah, going way back to Nico Robin. I can't wait to see her like. I know she's kind of doing like her. I was waiting for that to pay off for her, like when she was hanging out with the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah, I want that stuff to pay off like now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you know that there's a controversy in the One Piece community about this exact topic?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So you know how in Dressrosa, how Sabo shows up and Luffy is like, I can't believe you were alive. Here's the thing. If it during the time skip, if Nico Robin was hanging out with the revolutionaries, why would she not just tell Luffy, oh, hey, you know your brother Sabo? He's alive. Why would she not tell him this? Why?
I don't think, it's one of those things where, like, I don't think Luffy ever mentioned Sabo because it was kind of a sore subject for him.
Fair enough.
And besides, like, Sabo lost his memories, like, right up until after Ace died. Like, there's no way she could have known.
But here's the after Ace died, that's when the time skip starts, right? So like there was a whole 2-year period where Nico Robin knew Sabo and knew the revolutionaries, and so I'm sure at some point Luffy's name must have come up, and so it's this kind of continuity error where like honestly it doesn't matter, it's fine, but but for some people they're like, why would Nico Robin not tell Luffy about Sabo?
Maybe Sabo told Nico Robin not to tell him.
That's the going theory.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Because like, I don't know if Luffy would believe him, but I think it's one of those things where like it's maybe like Sabo said,
"Hey, could you not?
Do you not tell him? I'll tell him myself."
Right. Probably for the best. Yeah.
It's probably for the best too, because that would have just like thrown him through an emotional whirlwind.
It's a minor continuity error. It's whatever.
It's whatever.
Right. Anyway.
All right. Now, my top three.
Top 3. Let's do it.
Top 3, baby. Top 3. All right, so number 3 is our boy and our stealth blackie boy.
Oh wow, you and I both put Sanji at number 3. That's funny.
Yeah. No, well, it's like I thought it was fitting too because
Sanji.
But yeah, it's Sanji. Yeah, I adore Sanji.
So you admit that really Sanji's 4Kids voice is better than the actual Funimation voice?
I like making fun of it. There's a difference.
I'm just kidding.
It's Sanji.
It's me, Sanji, with my lollipop.
Yeah, I would have put Sanji way lower on the list.
Like a couple years ago.
A couple years ago, but then the whole Bin Smoke, Whole Cake Island shtick started, and that was just like that bumped up the list quite a bit.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he went up like quite a few spaces. But yeah, I love his fighting style. I love his character progression, stuff like that. I love how can I put this? I don't know, like, and that's coming from me because I'm a chef.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a chef.
Exactly. I was thinking that. I'm like,
we have those kindred spirits, but like, one of my favorite moments is him like teaching that Marine boy how to cook.
Yeah,
because it kind of brought back some memories from me. I'm just like, oh god, this is like too real.
I really like. Is that the little filler episode where they board?
That's a little filler episode. Yeah, when he's making the curry.
They board the Marine ship and they make the admiral's chili or whatever.
Yeah, they make him like curry.
I like that episode. That's a good episode.
Yeah, that's a good episode because it kind of emotionally resonated with me because I was kind of taught like that on a few things, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But I do. He is a little bit dragged down because of his whole ladies' man shtick, but it's not to the point where it's like.
I think his shtick is way less annoying than Brooks. But that's just me.
It's a lot. Well, he respects the women.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't treat the women like objects. Oh yeah, but yeah, that Stealth Black upgrade was like fantastic. I literally like hopped out of my seat. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his dedicated fight where he uses the Stealth Black to fight one of Kaido's guys.
I know.
That'll be some.
That would be some shit.
It's weird because I thought they were setting up a Queen versus Sanji fight at some point.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Although here's the thing: if Oda wants to go in a completely random direction and have Chopper fight Queen, that would be hardcore.
Cool.
That would be because Chopper has no business fighting Queen.
I know, but like
he
has smacked the hell out of Queen and he drew blood. I was just like, oh shit.
If he has some sort of ability or hockey that hasn't been talked about yet, and by the way, with a lot of the Straw Hat crew, there's still a lot of them who have like aces up their sleeve that they haven't been forced to use yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Specifically Zoro with his closed eye.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, have I ever told you my fan theory? We'll talk about it because I'm assuming you're.
I have a fan theory about that too.
When you start talking about Zoro, I'll tell you my fan theory. Anyway, please continue.
Sanji. It's Sanji. Yeah. What is there to say? Like, I always love a character that uses kicks instead of punches because it's something that we rarely ever see in shonen.
Watching him do aerobatic stuff is cool. I like that.
Yeah. I want him to, honestly, I wish he would do more. Like, he's so naturally strong now anyway that he doesn't really need Rokushiki, but I thought that's what they were going for with his character when he's like start doing the moon step stuff. I was like, oh shit, what if he starts doing like the Soru and the Rankyaku and all that stuff?
He's gonna have his own take on that. Like he already has the Diablo Jumble, like the fire kicks. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think we're gonna get to that point where he can like kick the air so hard that it creates like a shockwave. I think we're gonna get to that point.
I think it's gonna be one of those things where like he kicks the air so hard it's gonna act like that air bullet from My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Like with Deku when he flicks it. I'm not saying he's gonna flick his toe or anything, but like
something like that.
He kicks the air and he's able to kick stuff from like 5 feet away or something like that.
I think it's gonna get to the point where he can like slice through stuff with just the force of a kick.
Yeah, which can happen in that show,
right?
So
it wouldn't be out of the. I think he's gonna take those techniques and develop it into something new. You know, it'd be cool.
Although it's pretty funny though because with that Stealth Black suit, he basically gets one of his wishes that he wanted from the beginning of the show anyway. Because there was only one devil fruit that he would ever eat.
The Invisible Man fruit.
the Invisible Man fruit, and he kind of gets it with the Stealth Black suit, and he's just like, one of my dreams is complete.
This is great. Everything is right with the world.
It's like I could die happy right now.
There is that one moment where he goes into the unisex bathhouse or whatever in Wano, and he's like watching them. It's like, come on, Sanji.
I know.
Come on, Sanji.
Come on, Sanji. Get that lollipop out of your mouth. Pop some smokes.
That's right. Honestly, I know it's not that important to Sanji's character. I actually do like the fact that Sanji is a smoker, and Oda does not shy away from that fact.
No, he doesn't.
And it's weird because this is gonna involve some like personal.
Well, it's kind of like it's a nod to the service industry.
Yeah, I was gonna say
almost every single cooker chef that I've worked with, including myself for a period of time, smoked cigarettes.
I didn't want to get too personal about this, but yeah, I worked in food for several years, and everybody who I knew that cooked smoked in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's like a direct one-to-one. I don't think that Oda meant for that to be the case, but like maybe, I don't know.
Or it could have been a hint at the powers of yet to come, because like now he's on fire,
and like
he's kind of like,
you know what's weird is that like Japanese creators just like don't care about people who smoke.
Well, they smoke while they animate.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're a lot less prudish about it than we are in America.
Yeah, well, it's like they actually have like good cigarettes, not the crap that we smoke here.
Right. I have both copies of The Wind Rises. I have the Disney version, and I have the GKids version that came out last year. And so when you watch the Disney version, and by the way, you can't skip this on the DVD. When you pop in the DVD, there's a disclaimer that comes up that is an anti-smoking PSA. And basically, in order for Disney to release the movie, they had to come to an agreement with Studio Ghibli that they would put that warning in all copies of the DVD, because the characters in the Wind Rises, these adult characters in the Wind Rises, these characters with agency, they smoke. You can't show that to the kids. Now,
can't put any lollipops on there.
Now, a character getting his head blown off, that we can show that to the kids, but God forbid if somebody smokes or shows a titty.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little titty,
right? Dude, it's so weird. I won't go on this for too long. It's so weird, like what certain countries care about in terms of censorship. Like, for example, in Europe and Asia, there's like nudity on TV all the time. It's not like
they don't care.
It's not explicit or anything, but like.
Yeah,
like people
like if there's a titty or some dong there, they just show it.
They're just like, whatever. And like they're actually way more concerned about like gun violence and like graphic violence more so than we are.
I know, it's kind of weird how we kind of flip.
It's the opposite, because in America they're like, yeah, you can show a guy getting his head blown off on NCIS, that's fine, but God forbid, don't.
A little bit of side boob. Oh, shut the whole show down.
This is a children's show.
It's TV-14.
It's like it shows you just how weird our priorities. Anyway, it's dumb.
It's super dumb. Anyway, off to number 2. Our big man, our big 3-sword man, Santoriu's fucking Roronoa Zoro.
Roronoa Zoro.
Oh man. What? I mean, I don't want to say the exact same things that you said.
Sure.
Because I don't want to repeat myself. But yeah. Zoro is, Nami, you said Nami was the voice of reason. Like, Zoro is like the older brother that tries to keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
but also kind of gets into trouble on the side, too.
What I like about Zoro is that he is distinctly in Luffy's corner on everything.
Yeah.
Like, they disagree fundamentally about certain aspects of life. And they're not.
But he backs Luffy almost 100% every single time.
He recognizes Luffy's authority and truly believes that he will become the king of the pirates.
Yeah.
And so that completely factors into.
He's willing to die for his dream too. Like I wouldn't say that Zoro owes Luffy his life, but he kind of does
he
too.
Does.
Luffy did, because the first time we see Zoro,
he's about to be executed.
He's like crucified on this log, saying like.
So wait, that guy, are you saying that Roronoa Zoro is a Christ allegory? Because I am down with that. The Bible would have been, the Bible would have been way better if Jesus had 3 swords. That's all I'm saying.
I guess he would have had like 3 saws or 3 hammers.
No, 3 swords. I don't care if he's the carpenter or not.
Sure.
I ate the carpenter no me.
isn't that basically just Don Bege's like the fort fruit?
Dude,
Except
I love Don Beige so much.
I know.
You know how there's the
I love that he loves his family.
Yes.
He actually does love his family and
so
his wife and kids.
if you guys don't read the One Piece manga, Oda does this thing called the cover story. And so what that is like, so in addition to the normal chapter of the ongoing story arc, Oda will, over the course of several months, he'll do like what's called a cover story, where the cover of each chapter will have a little piece of an ongoing story involving like a minor
or keep
character.
it like Oda will take like recommend, or he'll take I wouldn't say commissions, but he'll take like
recommendations. Like
recommendations
there's
for characters. Like, oh, I want to see Ace have a fruit salad or something.
Yeah, it's some
like,
of them are random, where it's like, I want to see Caesar Clown making balloon art with monkeys or whatever.
It's like, I want to see Smoker like, I don't know, surfing or something like that. It wouldn't make any sense, but still.
No, but yeah,
stuff like that.
Have
you seen the one with the Nell? The one with the Nell's weird.
No, I haven't seen that one.
He goes to the moon.
Oh no, no.
Oh
yeah. I knew about that. Yeah.
He goes to the moon, and there's like moon men.
Yeah,
and stuff
there's
like
aliens that treat NL like a god. They literally think that he's a god, and so canon in One Piece is that one, there's life on other planets, and two, the planet of One Piece, whatever it's called, it has 7 moons. That's canon.
Yeah, that is canon.
That's so weird.
Zoro. But yeah, I love his design. I love how he is like he is the right hand man for the future Pirate King and stuff like that. And he also has a really cool goal. Like, you can make a whole show just based off of like Sanji and Zoro alone.
Yeah.
But they just kind of folded into the One Piece thing.
Have you heard? I think I've told you before, but I'm gonna talk about it on the show. My theory involving Zoro.
No.
Okay. So for time skip Zoro, and we're talking about current manga Zoro. Okay. So after the time skip and after the crew meets up again, they're all stronger and they've all trained, and we're badass now. Zoro has had one of his eyes closed for the entire time that he's been around during the time skip.
Nobody's brought it up.
And nobody really brings it up, and everybody's kind of like, why do you have your eye closed? So my theory, and by the way, every time I bring this up, I get shot down so hard by the One Piece community. They hate this theory. But I think it might have some legs. My theory is that because Zoro trained with Mihawk, at some point during his training, that he, if he didn't straight up beat me, like I think that he might be the strongest swordsman in the world. I think at some point during his training that he and Mihawk fought, and like at least one time he beat Mihawk. And so it's okay. I
don't know about.
No. So, yeah, people don't like this theory. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. I think at some point he became so strong that he actually beat Mihawk, and Mihawk was like, "All right, bro, I'll keep this a secret for now because like maybe you're not ready to fight me. Like, you beat me like one time, or you're very close to being the strongest in the world." But here's the thing: if you use,
I would believe that maybe they fought to a draw,
right, or something like that. And so he's like, "Listen, you're strong, but if you use your full strength all the time, you're gonna accidentally end up killing your crew, or something along those lines." And it's like, listen, so for your own good, you have to seal up some of your power in your eye. And so
that's what I was kind of thinking too. I think it has to. I think it either, because I think he might have like accidentally awakened Conquerors.
But here's the thing. The reason that I think he might have possibly beaten Mihawk at least once is because in his lobby he does that like Ashura form thing where basically he uses the power of like, and here's like, that power is not Haki, which I used to think that it was. So I think that at some point, like through extreme training and extreme meditation, Zoro unlocks some sort of like either like demon form or some sort of like inner strength or like some sort of avatar state type of thing where he can, if he wants to, be like invincible. Like he could be like a demon incarnate kind of thing.
Okay.
But if he does this, he will like kill everything within like a 20-mile radius kind of thing. And so I think that Mihawk is like, okay, bro, you're really powerful when this happens, but you need to seal this power or you're going to kill all your friends.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And again,
I don't think that Mihawk would.
My theory is probably wrong. It's probably wrong, but like I like to think about it.
Well, it's like I think the way that Mihawk fights, and I think it's kind of an allegory to like the blind swordsman. I think that Mihawk like either like kept his eyes closed or something, and that like it's kind of like that weird seal thing from Naruto where like you just pour something into a seal and then you could just use it as a battery or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that, or like, yeah, it's either like. I like the idea, but I think like Zoro could not have won. But I like the idea that they fought to a draw, because if they fought to a draw.
Or he is like, if not like fought to a draw and like maybe not beat Mihawk, but like
he's close.
He's close, kind of thing.
Yeah, if he is definitely like within the, because we don't really know.
We don't really know what Mihawk is capable of outside of like just killing people. We haven't really seen we've never seen Mihawk ever have to try.
Yeah. Well, same thing with Zoro with like after like Zoro really had to try for the first half of the show.
Oh yeah.
And then the time skip happened and he rarely has yet to break really a sweat.
Like his fight with Pico, he's just like, oh, okay.
I'll just fucking body you in like 2 seconds. I was like, what?
This guy who's like one of the top generals in Dressrosa. I'll down him, whatever.
Yeah, I'll just kill him in like or a couple shots.
Oh,
yeah, he literally.
Enma, one of the most powerful swords on the planet that sucks out the soul of its user. He can just casually wield it.
He can just use it. I mean, his arm did get kind of skinny.
Yeah, for a hot second.
For a hot second, but it gave it back. So
yeah.
Zoro, yeah, like this is the most that we've had to see Zoro actually fight since the time skip when he's fighting Kaido.
The reason that also that my demon theory might hold a little bit of water is because we
haven't seen him whip that out in a long time.
Here's the thing though, so you like all the swords that Zoro has ever been gotten. Have you ever noticed that like Zoro, like he's really easily able to like wield like cursed swords or cursed blades or like bad weapons or whatever, like really like Zoro is really easily able to just manipulate evil shit to the point where like that can't just be a coincidence.
No, it can't be.
And even something like
it's like I think they're hinting at the fact that like maybe devils and demons actually exist. Because I think one of Kaido's crew is like descended from like a devil or a demon or something. So
here's my real hot take. The same way that Whole Cake Island added to the backstory of Sanji, and the same way that Marineford added to the backstory of Luffy, I think next in line, we're going to get we're going to get some Zoro flashback from before he meets Kurina or whatever her name is.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
I think we're gonna get something
or like Zoro's parents or something. Yeah, because we really don't know. Like we know he was in East Blue.
That's about it.
But that's it.
Like he shows up in East Blue. He trains to be a swordsman, and then he's a pirate hunter.
Yep,
that's really about it.
So let's hope that is the case. Moving on to my number one. Well, there's only one person that could be number one. The good old captain himself, Monkey D's Nuts Luffy.
Mugiwara!
Now, you see, that's why the world government is so afraid, because the will of D is the will of D's.
The will of D's nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's entire people who have discussions about the will of D, and I think you've cracked the case.
That's it. That's why everybody's afraid of the D. They're afraid of D's nuts.
Listen, so you know how there's a theory about how everyone with the will of D smiles when they die? It's because when they die, they're thinking about D's nuts.
Got him.
And they're so happy that they pwned somebody. They're smiling upon death.
Yeah. But anyway, I like Luffy Luffy's my number one because, well, you know, he's a tactical genius.
I don't know about that, but...
Well, he's a fighting genius, or he's like a combat genius, I should say.
He has good instincts, I would say.
He has very good instincts. I love all his fights. He's got a heart of gold. He's got like a natural 20 for charisma because he's willing to sway almost everybody to his side. He's like this weird magnet of charisma in a weird way where it's like, but he's also pretty kind. Like, he's not cruel. He's cruel to his enemies, but
I don't
he's
even
not
think
like
like here's the thing. As a pirate,
okay,
I don't think he murders anybody. Like, he'll beat the shit out of somebody, but he's not gonna. I don't think Luffy's ever killed anybody.
I don't think Luffy's killed anybody either.
Even people who deserve to be taken out, I don't think I think Luffy,
like Crocodile.
I think Luffy has only ever like beaten somebody to the point where the Marines or the government can come in and arrest somebody, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever killed anybody.
I don't think he's killed anybody either. I don't like Zoro. He's got to kill.
Oh yeah, Zoro has probably killed a couple people.
Probably. I mean, those wanted posters said dead or alive.
Right.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, buddy.
But no, Luffy does have this magnetism to him. I get that. And what I kind of, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but what I like about Luffy is that he is a complex character who is not complicated. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He will tell you, like, he holds nothing back.
No, he doesn't.
It's like, if I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. If I hate you, I'm gonna beat you up. Like, that's Luffy's kind. But like, yeah, and he's able to realize, like in Wano right now, his whole goal is that he's pissed off at Kaido, and the reason that he's pissed off at Kaido is because the people on Wano cannot eat. Like, there's no food in Wano, even though the royal family are eating like kings. And so Luffy's entire goal in Wano is like, I'm going to liberate these people, and I'm going to beat the crap out of Kaido, not because I want to become the next Emperor of the Sea, but because I want everyone on Wano to be able to eat a meal. Like, whatever
exactly.
they...
And like not so much to the craziness of free, like Luffy values freedom almost as much as Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan, but he's not willing to like sacrifice everybody to get to that point. Like, Luffy has always wanted to be free to do whatever he wants. But he's kind. I would hesitate to call him a good role model for kids, but he's something that you can take it.
And here's what I love about One Piece, right? Is that Luffy loves being a pirate, but okay, so to borrow something from Naruto, this is gonna sound so dumb.
It is my pirate way.
Yeah, no. So Naruto, everyone in Naruto has a nindo, or like kind of like what being a ninja means to them. And I think, and so for Luffy, I think that he loves being a pirate, but so he's the only person who defines what a pirate is, and the world is not going to define what pirates are. He is. And so to him, his ideal is to be the strongest, to be the king of the pirates. And to Luffy, I think that means going places and banishing evil wherever evil is, while also like bringing out the best in the people that can be redeemed, right? Yeah. Like, I think for him, it's like
that's why I think one of the reasons why One Piece has lasted so long is because like
the morality of pirates
Luffy is so much. Yeah. Well, it's like that's why One Piece lasts so long, because it's not so much a clash of factions; it's a clash of ideals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everybody has
the protagonists of this show are pirates, and the antagonists are the government of the world and the military. Like, really think about that for a hot second. The good guys in this show are outlaws, and the bad guys are authority. And by the way, they're authority that serve the rich above all else.
I know.
All I'm saying is that you guys might want to be paying attention to this show. It's a little bit deeper than you might imagine.
I know, right? Well, it's like, especially. No, you're right, because like the world, like the Marines and the world government, they are the slaves to the world government.
Right.
But then we find out that the world government is also a slave to something else, someone else.
The celestial dragons, who are like, again, One Piece is what, and again, I love One Piece because it is not subtle in this. The Celestial
No.
Dragons are the one, and again, you can say that I'm making this
They
political,
are the
but
1% of.
you can go ahead
They are the 1%. You see these celestial dragons? They are the 1% of the 1% of the 1%.
you can go ahead in the comments and tell me that I'm making this non-political show too political, but like really think about what I said earlier.
Keep your politics out of my anime.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna go watch Gundam.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit drives me crazy so much.
But like, really think about it. Like, the 1% are the Celestial Dragons, who are these rich fucks who like are, by the way, are super into racism, slavery, like all of humanity's really worst traits, and they're super into it. And they have the world government and the Marines at their beck and call.
Yeah. Like literally any, like even a lowly celestial dragon can call a buster call.
So the law of this,
that's basically so some rich trust fund kid can call in a nuclear strike.
Yes. And that is the world of One Piece. And so I think that Luffy, as a pirate, and so you were talking about earlier about how Luffy, his defining trait is freedom. He sees the law and order of the world has been broken and corrupted.
Again, absolutely no parallels to the real world.
He sees that the law and order of this world are completely broken and unfair. And so I think to Luffy, he sees the world as like, if this is what it means to be like part of the establishment and part of law and order, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm going to go do my own pirate thing in my own distinctly pirate way, because I'm Monkey D goddamn Luffy. Sorry.
Well, and plus, like, he has seen the cruelty of noble houses and the celestial nobles at firsthand, because when we find out
at the fucking slave auction,
when Sabo dies, they tell him like, oh, there was a boat that got in the celestial dragon's way and they blew it to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, like that's the kind of people they are.
Them. Yeah, but yeah, just imagine this. Imagine like a rich trust fund yuppie has the nuclear option.
Right.
That's fucked.
And they are the absolute, like, imagine like rich trust fund people are the absolute authority of the planet.
Again, no parallels to the real world at all.
Well, okay, I'll stop that.
But yeah, like, and then we find out that the people in charge are not the people in charge. I guess it would be like if we found out that, oh, the Illuminati's actually real.
There's not.
And it's like
here's
one
the thing.
guy.
We don't know too much about the throne of the king yet, and so like again, so there's a couple things sort of still in the air when it comes to One Piece. So I don't want to make too.
I have a couple theories about that, but we'll see.
But yeah, I think to me that is why I love Luffy as a character, and that's why I love One Piece as a show, because it is okay. Yes. Is it a shonen anime made to sell manga and toys and stuff? Absolutely. You're not going to hear me say otherwise. However, I always have I have the thought process that if you're going to do that stuff anyway, you might as well make
make it good.
You might as well make a compelling and meaningful story. And I think to me that's what One Piece is. It's like yes, is it extremely goofy?
Well, it's the number one selling manga of all time.
Yes, is it extremely goofy? Is it extremely over the top? Is it extremely like in your face?
I mean, it's funny because like we have patriotic Boy Scout. We have a guy that flies out in a suit of armor. We have literal Thor. We have a guy that can shrink to the size of an ant and still kick everybody's ass. But a guy made out of rubber. Oh, that's too much for me. Oh, that guy's using 3 swords and one of them's mouth. Oh, that's too weird for me, man.
I did see this. I saw this video recently where this guy who's like a professional like kendo guy, he tried to replicate the Santoryu, and he said, "Listen, I'm a professional like kendo instructor. I am not going to put a sword in my mouth. It will break my fucking jaw."
Yeah.
Like so.
That's why you got to flush and. That's why you got to brush and floss, kids.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
How is Colgate in Japan not made
the Zoro toothbrush? I guarantee you that's already been a thing. There has to be a Zoro toothbrush. There fucking has to be.
There has to be. It has to come in a pack of 3.
If they made
it comes with like.
If they made.
His hair is green, for fuck's sake.
If they made Evangelion condoms...
Did they really?
There's a Roronoa Zoro toothbrush. Yes, they did. That's a thing.
Oh, God.
By the way...
That's really funny, considering this fucking show. Considering Ava.
By the way, there's a video by this girl called Otaku, American Otaku, where she talks about really bizarre Evangelion product placement. Like, did you know that there was a series of like Gillette razor handles, and they all had the colors of all the Eva units. So like you could buy like the Shinji blade, you could buy the Asuka blade, you could buy.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's bizarre, man. It's very bizarre. Anyway,
Japan, man.
we're getting near the end of the show, but before we wrap, were you done talking about Luffy, by the way?
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, that was our One Piece list. Hooray!
Hey.
So we're getting near the end of the show, so I thought we would wrap things up. I found for us the hardest One Piece quiz, self-proclaimed.
Okay. While you're loading that up, do you have any theories?
Oh, okay. Fan theories. I like the current. There's fan theories right now involving Kaido that his double fruit is not. So we see his dragon fruit as being like the dragon fruit or whatever it's called. But there.
Well, no, they actually just revealed what the fruit actually was. It was like the koi fish.
Yeah. So there's fan theories about how Kaido's devil fruit is actually based on koi because
if they swim upstream, they become dragons.
Yeah,
right?
It's like a folk legend in Japan or something. And so, and also Big Mom there's a part where she's talking to Kaido and she says, I'm the one who gave you your power, and also I'm the one who gave you your fish fruit. And Kaido's like, yeah. It's like, what does that mean? We'll find out.
Yeah, I think there was like a Q&A for Oda.
Yeah.
Although like they recently announced in that new chapter, it's like, oh man, like it's a good thing that smile fruit that was made from Kaido is gone, right?
Yeah, that was weird, right? So what did that mean? Does that mean that all smile fruits are based on Kaido's DNA, or was that like a failed experiment of smile fruit?
Momonosuke has Kaido's potential.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they were focusing on quite a bit and him turning into a dragon. And then CP0 talks about, oh yeah, in Punk Hazard, they took like a piece of Kaido's DNA and like made a fruit about it. And that thankfully it was destroyed, right?
Right.
I
want CP0 to be more prevalent. I want listen, okay, I know this is selfish, but I want Rob Lucci to fight Luffy again.
I want Rob Lucci and Kaku so goddamn bad.
I want Rob Lucci to come get his revenge on Luffy, and I want Kaku to fight Zoro again.
I know, and now they have hockey too, probably. They would have to have hockey.
Kaku's like, listen, listen, you dumb green-haired mother ducker. I mastered my devil fruit, and also I have hockey now. I'm gonna kick your ass. And so
and he's just like, oh well, maybe I'll have to finally bust out my demon form again.
Yeah.
You want to go through this blender again, bitch? Let's go.
That would be extreme hype for me. I would love that.
Although I don't think Kaku and Lucci are.
It's just Rob Lucci.
They're No. I think they're at the Reverie.
Yeah. But I'm saying later down the line where
later on down the line, yeah.
Like eventually it's gonna get to the point where I think that Luffy's gonna have to go to the seat of power of the world government for some reason. I mean, that's just kind of my theory. Like at some point we're gonna go to the headquarters of the world government. Like
well, it's like I think
the new world version of Ines Lobby.
Yeah. Well, it's like they keep mentioning like this science division, stuff like that, like Vegapunk's new weapon. It's like, oh, with this, like, we don't need to worry about that. We don't need the Shiba Kai anymore. We could just totally just body everybody. I think that Vegapunk either created one of the ancient weapons or has something, and I think Blackbeard's gonna steal it.
Hang on.
Because I think Blackbeard's heading off.
I thought I had the One Piece quiz open, and now I can't find it.
But yeah, I think Blackbeard is going to steal whatever the hell that the science division. But also, I think there's going to be a huge civil war between the government.
Hey, do you guys remember this reference? Are you jerking off by yourself in there? No, I'm with the science team.
Where was that from again?
I'm telling you, man, you gotta get into VTubing. That's a VTuber reference.
Oh, okay.
So there's a YouTuber called Project Melody, and she has a video where she's talking to this guy. And so if you don't know about Project Melody, she's like, her whole gimmick is that she's like very saucy. She's like very
they're all really saucy.
No, but I mean like her especially. She's like very like her sexuality is a selling point of her character.
Okay. Well, isn't that almost all the VTubers?
No, but I mean like she does shows on like Pornhub.
Oh,
like that kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, so So she has a bit where she's always talking with like Zontan. Like that's
Oh yeah.
that's kind of on the level of where she's
How
at.
has Zoe not made a VTuber icon yet?
I don't know. Although again, I don't want to talk about it too much because it's not really relevant to the video. But apparently, like the person, like the creator of Zone and like the persona of Zone are like two different people. And so, like, I think that the creator of Zone is like the kind of person that wants to be really private and not have like a public persona.
Okay.
But anyway, are you ready to take the self-proclaimed the hardest One Piece quiz ever?
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
All right.
Sure.
Do you have it loaded up?
No. Let me load it up. Is it on the notepad?
Yeah.
Okay. That picture kills me.
Yeah.
Every single time. Holy shit. All right.
Which one?
wait.
The gun? The gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, where's the oh, here it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the hardest One Piece quiz you'll ever take.
See, this is cheating because I know this one. Which of the following arcs are anime-only filler? And it's the Foxy Return arc. Ding, ding, ding. Wait, wrong. What? Oh, both A. Oh my god, it's one of those both A and C questions. Fuck you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, you know what? That was a warm-up? That was a warm-up.
All
right.
right.
Question number 2. What is the name of Jinbei's former captain while he was a member of the Sun Pirates? I believe it's Fisher Tiger, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm correct.
Yeah. How many different full-length swords has Zoro canonically wielded? I believe the... oh my god.
Oh, that's just hard.
Wait, so
wait.
Hold on. What's how many different full-length swords has Zoro canonically wielded? Does that mean like all the swords he's had ever?
I think it's all the swords that he's had ever.
So that would be like that's like I'm gonna say 9. I'm gonna say
wrong.
I'm gonna say
10.
Oh, I guess 9. Wrong. Which is not an attack Luffy has used at some point in the manga?
I'm gonna say the Gum shotgun. Wrong. Oh, the slingshot only appeared in the anime. Fuck you.
That's such a dick move. How many times has Whitebeard? Wait, how many times was Whitebeard shot with bullets? How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I'm gonna say.
Hold on. Don't tell me your answer, by the way. I want to see if I can get it.
Oh, I got it.
I don't know. 46, 150. What?
152. Yeah, I got that one.
Who counted that many? Oh my god. Okay. Which is the correct ordering of the Straw Hat's bounty from highest to lowest as of Wano? Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, this is hard.
Hang on. Let me think about this. Which is the correct?
Oh, it's wrong.
Which is the correct?
Oh, I forgot Jinbei's because Jinbei's was really high.
Which of the following bounties from highest to lowest? Okay.
Movie villains. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got it right. Boom. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, hold on.
How many times is red hair?
One of the One Piece villains. Which one did not have a devil fruit? Oh fuck, man. I don't remember.
I already took that one. I got it wrong. I haven't seen all the movies. I've only seen up to like the new.
I didn't know. Anyway, how many times has let's do this together, by the way. How many times has red-haired Shanks appeared in the manga as of chapter 1000? Oh god.
Ooh. I'm gonna say 15 times because he's like.
I'm gonna say 18 times. That sounds about right. Oh, I got that shit right. Boom.
I picked 15. I lowballed it.
Which TV special show? Oh god.
I think it's yes. I was right.
Which TV show? Which TV special shows Luffy learning red?
I know this one because I've actually seen it.
Oh god. Heart of
Gold.
Cool I have no idea what 3D 2Y is.
Oh, that was a cool one.
How did Jagger D. Saul the giant? Wait. How did
he laugh? Oh, I haven't seen that episode in like 10 years.
I believe it was right?
Oh, I got it right. I totally took a shot in the dark.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Because some of these are, I know for a fact, or belong to other characters.
Right. Yeah, there's Blackbeard in there. He's like, Zay.
Yeah.
Right. What sea does Sanji come from? We talked about this. North Blue.
Yeah, North Blue.
Boom. How many years have passed between Brooks' crew being wiped out and his joining the Straw? I believe it's 50 years.
Ah, damn it. I pick 80 years for some reason.
How did Noland and the warrior become friends in the Skypiea flashback? Oh God.
I think I remember this one.
I
I
think
got
it's-
it right.
I think it's the two ran the belt together from a giant snake.
I remember this. Yeah.
Saved Nolan from his execution. I know he saved the girl from execution. I don't think he saved him from execution. Chop down trees, poisoning the village. It's been so long since I've seen Skypiea, dude.
I know. It's been like 10 years.
Um,
It goes to show you how long we've been actually ingesting this show.
I'm gonna say
Stupid pop-up ads, man.
I don't. Oh man, I have no idea. I'm gonna say poisoning trees. Oh no, that's not right. Cured the residents from the plague. Okay. Following the time skip, which Straw Hat was the first to reach the 1,000 study? I believe the answer is.
I think it's Frankie.
Yeah, it was Frankie. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
As of the Wano arc, which of these characters has not been confirmed to be dead?
Oh, I'm right.
No, Pedro is dead.
Pedro's dead.
Eneru.
Roger and D are definitely dead. Roger and Ace are definitely dead.
Eneru? I thought he was confirmed to be dead. Sorry.
I think it's an L.
I always forget that. Yeah, sorry. I always forget that. They call him Eneru, which is so like the translation that I watched growing up called him NL, like NL.
Yeah.
So I always forget that his name
It's like
is
how
also
Luffy
Eneru.
is like Roofy.
Luffy, yeah, right. Which of these characters was or is
All
a
of the
member
above.
of the Marines? Don Quixote, X-Drake, Sengoku, Bellamere. Yeah, those were all Marines. Yes.
Because Don Quixote Rosciante was a double agent.
Yeah, and then Bellamere is part of the Marines. Sengoku, obviously, X-Drake. Right. During the Reverie arc, which character was not shown? Wait, which character was not shown in the Mysterious King's photos?
It was Kuma.
Which character was not shown?
I think it was Kuma. And I was right.
The King's photos? I don't remember that at all. Okay, Bartholomew.
Oh, I remember that. I've studied this chapter.
How many warlords, former or current, has Luffy defeated by the Wano arc? Hang on, let me think about this.
I know I had to think it one.
So he beat Crocodile. Wait, what is the letter of the question? How many has he defeated? Okay. So he beat Crocodile.
All right, there's Gecko, there's Crocodile, there's Don Quixote.
Right.
Or there's Don Flamingo. Kuma, technically?
I don't think he beat Kuma, right? Maybe he did, but like, and
I'm gonna pick.
I'm gonna go 4 because there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is a monster.
Crocodile, Gecko Moria, Don Flamingo, Buggy the Clown. Oh yeah, that's right. That's technically correct. That's great. I love that. Which arc contained the first instance of hockey? I believe. I think
it was all the way in East Blue. I was right.
I think East Blue is the correct answer. Yeah. Skypiea would be a close second for me though.
It'd be really close, yeah, because they called it something else.
Across all of One Piece manga, movies, and anime, which of Luffy's friends said? Wait. Across all of I believe the answer is Nami. All of the above.
That's why I picked 2.
What? What? No. That's really?
All right. Okay. So I got I guess so. I got a 13 out of 20. So I would be considered a Grand Line rookie. So I'd be on the level of like Trafalgar Law.
Hey, that's the exact score that I got.
I know. Hey.
We did
It's kind of fitting that I have this guy too. I love Law. Law, I would love to cosplay as him one of these days.
All right. Let me switch back here real quick. And with that, I think we've done it. Once again.
I think is that a show?
We've done a One Piece themed show.
We could talk about this for like several more hours.
We could.
But
we got to wrap up the show.
But
I'm trying to keep these under 3 hours, and I fail spectacularly.
Yeah, that's all right, folks. We had a good time tonight.
We did.
We set sail on the high seas with dangerous adventure, devil fruits, and running away from the Marines.
We talked
We
about.
learned.
We learned that the
We were
4 Kids
here with our-
version is the best
Yeah.
version of One Piece. And if anyone
we
tells you
are
otherwise, they're just haters.
Yeah, our Nakamas put on a good show today.
My Nakama.
My Nakama. We learned how to deal with a hammer gun, which is like it sounds like something out of Ruby.
Stop, hammer gun time.
Hammer gun time.
I know that is such a Ruby weapon. It's a gun that turns into a hammer.
Or it's a pistol hammer.
Oh,
we
God.
we learned what our favorite members of the Straw Hat Crews are, and yeah, we hope to set sail. Will we find the One Piece? Maybe.
I think
in a
that
couple years.
I think that the real One Piece was the friends we made along the way.
Made along the way.
Everywhere you look.
But before we go, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment within the first hour on the YouTube broadcast. It really helps us out.
It does. Please
It'll-
do it.
If you do that, you'll be a member of the Weekly Chat
You'll be a
crew.
member of our grand fleet.
Yes, exactly.
We're the Weekly Chat pirates. We go on the
We're
high.
the Weekly Chat.
We go on the high
We go
seas.
on the
and
high streams looking for booty and likes.
There we go. There, that's it. Now we're getting that
That's
brand
it.
synergy.
But yeah, make sure to check us out on Twitter too. I'm under Unlucky Magician 76. This guy's under.
The Obsidian Man on Twitter.
You can check me out on TikTok at Unlucky Magician as well.
If you're watching this on Twitch, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, The Weekly Chat with Nick and Pat, on YouTube, which is linked down in the dibbly-doo.
Make sure to follow us on Twitch too.
Also, make sure to follow Nick on TikTok. You tick and talk.
I tick and talk sometimes. I do the ticky talks.
The tick, the talk, the tick talk. You just got to stop. You guys, you remember Kangaroo Jack and how that was one of the songs in the movie?
Yeah, I fucking hate that movie so much. It lies and slander.
The trailer for that movie is such a lie, where they pretend that the kangaroo is alive.
And can talk, and he doesn't fucking talk.
Well, he does it the one time when the guy.
He does it the one time.
Well, the guy takes drugs and has like a hallucination, right?
Yeah,
but no,
that's how it
the
always
marketing,
goes.
The marketing makes it seem like the kangaroo is gonna talk the entire time. So growing up, my friends and we liked that movie as like a meme. Like,
yeah.
One of our friends we used to call Jackie Legs. Yo, Jackie Legs! Get over here, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie Leg.
Get over here, Jackie
You know what's
Legs.
funny? Do you know the history of Kangaroo Jack?
Okay, I think I heard about this once. Wasn't the movie originally supposed to be like based off of like a drama and like
it was a crime thriller that got made into a kids movie.
Yeah, it was
weird.
It was supposed to be this like really like gritty drama, and then because apparently it's based on a book, and the book, even though it's called Kangaroo Jack, it has nothing to do with like an actual kangaroo. It was supposed to be like someone's name. And then after rewrites and there was like 4 billion script rewrites, and eventually we got the pile that we got. The pile of the movie.
Steaming pile. But anyway, thank you for joining us. We hope to see you back here again
Thanks
next
for coming.
week.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for coming. A ding, a ding, a ding, ding, ding.
Set
Good
sail
night,
for
everybody.
One Piece. It's the name
On the
of the
Grand
treasure in the
Line.
Grand
Set sail
Line.
for Twitch stream.